goes towards the Sather estate.
There we go.
That seems like a good idea.
I'm in agreement.
Okay.
Real quick, side note for today. I've been hurling my guts up all morning. If I randomly type like BRB, even in the middle of a conversation, my priorities have shifted. So
That's fair.
I will return shortly.
Also,
terrible.
I had a question for Will before we got started too.
Real shitty morning.
Or Will, what did you use for like the naming types of the tribal people in Cort's tribe?
It was some sort of Native American name. Can't remember which one.
Okay, I was just curious because I think I had the same issue with Teft back when we played. I had a nickname and then I needed a full name, so I think Court is his nickname and he needs to have like a full tribal name.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm just, that was bothering me all last week, and I'm like, I gotta figure out how to have a real tribal name now.
That's fair. Okay, welcome everyone to another edition of Return to Ele'thias. This is the second part of our Act 1 since we got out of the mines, and we are excited to share that with you today. Also, we have a guest on our stream who will be playing someone who they will introduce at the appropriate time, but we are glad to have Matt here as well.
Hey.
We do have Abe is not going to be here today, and we may have a few instances where players come in and out, so bear with us as it's going to be a little bit of a different day. You can check out old videos of the campaign on YouTube. Of course, we do this on Twitch every Monday at 11:45, and normally lasts around 4 hours, give or take. But I'm excited today because in typical SimCity fashion, I have created a tornado to attempt to spice things up a bit. No, that's not it. You know, I'm not out to kill people, but yes. So I'm
we're
excited
just
about
gonna have God's
that.
big
So
hand come down and pick us up and move us around.
it might. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this particular music and add in my little sound effects here. Okay.
Appropriate.
So, last session, the party basically chose to go towards getting gold, looking for Lord Sather, because visiting his estate is not present, and the party wants to get paid. Okay, that's a fair request. They decided to head off towards the pole. Before they were able to start moving in that direction, they discovered that the wagon of Karen's love interest, Glennis, had been ambushed by a group of centaurs. Those centaurs seemed to have carried Glennis off into the distant plains. So abandoning their original plan, at least for the moment, they left the junction where they were camped on the road and started heading to the northeast, following the trail of centaurs. After they camped at night, a storm came up from the west, starting with just gusty winds and rain. And as the night progressed, it got worse and worse, until finally, Court, going out of his tent, looked toward the northwest, and he saw what is basically a whirling column of wind heading towards camp as it is. So, Court, your eyes were wide in awe at this long, roping twist of wind, the debris making as it makes its way toward the camp. The roar, the approach is incredible. All sound is lost, and the gale is now roaring through your camp. There are only minutes, perhaps seconds, before the whirlwind is bearing down on your camp, the fury of the heavens. So what do you do? For this, you have, after I finish speaking, you have 7 real minutes to escape the tornado. So use your minute wisely, starting now.
You said Court recognized what a tornado is.
Yes, we did. We said that.
He's a guy on the plains. There's no real established just run away from it kind of thing. There's no like hide underground logic here.
We have no ground to hide under, I don't think.
He looks at the spellcasters, but yeah, he'll just
Give a history. Give a history check for me real quick.
Backing up my stuff.
yeah. I mean, Court would have, regardless of what he's thinking of, he would be waking everybody up.
Oh, we were away.
I'm going to be saddling my dog,
Okay.
so I'm going to make a mistake.
Sure, everything is packed up in the hasty manner. Like,
What's your intelligence?
I have a 14 intelligence.
So, okay. Yeah, so as you're looking out towards the day, you realize you have only maybe minutes to get to some sort of shelter. The problem is you're out in the middle of a long stretch of plain. However, you do remember there was some sort of small ravine that was back a little bit to the south of where you are now. That might provide some sort of shelter. It's maybe about less than half a mile away. If you sprint, you may be able to get to it.
And the tornado is basically headed southwest.
It is headed, well, that's southeast, yes.
Or yeah, that direction.
It is headed towards your camp.
Could we just run, like, northeast and, like, run out of its path?
I would say we could, but that would be riskier, and Court is a guy with knowledge of plains, so ravine is probably our best option.
If you think that's a better option, then sure.
Speed up the planning. Which way do we run?
South.
Yep, okay. Follow Court.
All right.
He'll grab the still unconscious Bigby and slap a tent over his shoulder and run.
I've got the other dog. Put him on the other dog.
I don't think the big one's unconscious.
Yeah, he was up.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we declared him unconscious at the end of last session because he got stabbed.
Oh no, I casted
Yeah.
aid again. Give everyone 5 aid.
Oh, okay.
They're like
Alright.
sprinters.
So I need a survival check.
From everyone or just
Yeah,
Court?
yeah, everyone.
Oh, goody.
So you guys begin running to the south towards shelter. All right.
That was not
So-
good.
I spent a lot of time out in the wilderness.
Real struck. You kind of, your eyes are a little better out in this horrible gale. This wind is just blowing across the sheets. You notice that the shelter is about, you notice that there's a clear path to the shelter, but it is going to take you through some trees. So you just got to start running in that direction. So as you approach, as you were starting to run that direction, the wind, the fury is just getting worse and worse. You, I need, Okay. As you run that direction, all of a sudden a big flash of light burst right in your vision. I need everyone to make a dex save.
Duck and roll. Duck and roll.
I maybe get it zapped.
Okay.
You're on a dog.
Okay, so yeah, everybody kind of rolls out of the way of the oncoming storm as you run in this huge bolt of lightning hit. Perrin, however, you just get on the fringe of it. I need you to make a con save. Okay.
Hey.
So, yeah, you get zapped with about, let's see. Zapped with about. You get zapped with 5 points of lightning damage, but otherwise you're able to continue moving. So you guys continue to move despite the pain as it lances in your shoulder from the lightning bolt. You feel the current go through your body, across the middle and down, out through your feet, even as you run. You guys run to the south. Eventually you come upon this sort of the ravine, and you see that it's about a good drop down. So you're gonna have to climb down through some pretty slippery, and everybody who's trying to traverse the rocks, give me a dex check.
Straight deck.
You mean just climb down, or?
Yeah, athletics. I mean, it's a tough climb. So.
How big is the ravine?
It's 40 feet.
I was gonna say, if it's like 10, I'll just jump.
Yeah, it's
40
about 40
I
feet.
gotta climb that.
Is there any trees or anything around?
There are not.
Any...
It's a check.
Just
Yeah.
looking for something that I could...
-2, but
Something
Yeah,
that could,
Yeah, Vilster, you're
Tie a
able to
rope.
climb down the rock face. It's slippery, but you do it no problem. Court, you get to about, I'd say about midway, and then it kind of slips a bit. You take a little bit of a tumble down the cliff. Let's see.
If he feels himself start to slip, he'll just jump at that point.
that's for big feet.
You're still good split. Did you kind of get scraped up and clawed? You still take about 2 points of bludgeoning damage falling down.
I'm good with that.
Aaron, also, Aaron, give me a dex athletic.
I was just thinking, do I have time to tie a rope and
No.
throw that down? No,
you
not
do
at all.
not.
If Court beats Perrin to the bottom, he'll just say jump! Or try to catch, I guess, I don't know.
You gotta catch the dog and him.
Yeah,
I mean, your combined weight is what, probably 60 pounds?
yeah, not much.
Side note, dog okay from that lightning blast?
Alright, so with that 13, you can also start to slide down the cliff face a little bit. But again, you're not hurting yourself too much. You eventually get to the bottom. Taking about 1 point bludgeoning damage as you get to the bottom. As you guys get to the bottom of the ring, you do see like this opening of a cave that you can run into. The storm's gale is intense at this point. You guys take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as hail, large hail, just starts to fall down from the sky.
Is that not Big B out again?
Big B, I would say Big B's kind of covered at this point. You guys are
Okay.
Shape B. The elements are running down. So, find that hole, run in there, and the storm just rages by. You hear this intense roar of like water pouring into the cave. You feel the intensity of the rain as it kind of gets blown sideways through the cave. It's tense. You feel like the air around you is becoming more and more tight. And every muscle in your body gets tense. You kind of back towards the end of the cave, but eventually the storm starts to subside.
I was waiting for him to say, "There's a bear in here with us."
There's just rain from the outside. Still storming, still windy, but it's just rain.
Fucking hell. I'm like wringing out my hair, kind of like getting my stuff dry as I can, starting a fire.
That happened early morning, correct?
Very early morning. Maybe
It's
about
not dawn
1,
yet, or is it so
2.
dark? Oh right, it's right in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there enough like sticks around to make a fire?
Make an investigation check. Oddly, there are a kind of rickety collection of sticks inside of this cave.
Clearly, tornadoes roll through here and just blow sticks and twigs in here all the time.
I'm gonna light up this cabin so we can, because most of us don't have dark vision.
Okay. So you kind of collect, you light it up, Roaster, you collect a bunch of sticks, okay, that are in the cave. You're surprised at the organization. Give me a nature check. Okay. With a 19, you kind of look at the organization that's in front of you. It doesn't seem like it was necessarily caused by elements. This may have been some creatures doing at some point.
Like it was a prearranged firewood, essentially, or okay. Taking a look now that he's like lit up the cave. Do we see how far back it goes?
It's not very deep. It's like let me look at it real quick. It's about 70 feet deep. No more than that.
But there's no like hidden passages or like other.
No, it's just
outer...
like a small cave that you would find for like
Okay.
randomly in the rocks. It's not a system of caves.
Okay. While I'm making the fire, I'll kind of mention. It appears we're not the first to use this cave, and probably not the last. And I get the fire going, and reset up bedroll.
Okay.
Court will just
Also
stay
near
near
the,
the entrance and keep a watch.
I was going to say, near the entrance of the cave, I'm also going to set up my string and bell trap.
Okay. So you kind of just set the little string bell trap up.
Pound's going to curl into a ball and fall straight back asleep again.
Okay. Court, give me a perception check.
I can't see anything looking outside.
So, you took a lot of energy to kind of run away from the tornado. Kind of nicked and scraped a little bit. It's just nice to kind of sit back with the fire roaring as the storm kind of still blows by outside. You doze off. Real strong. You're kind of in and out of sleep. You hear the jangling of your bell.
Would that be Court falling on the bell, or?
I immediately get up, my natural paranoia kicking in, and take out my short sword and try and get to a darker corner of like the bends in the cave, wherever his light is not. I guess that's still up. And I'm going to try and hide and look and see towards the entrance what has triggered the trap.
Okay.
I'm not sure like 100% about the layout of the cave, so if there's not like an area I could try and do that, then...
Alright, this is your cave.
Okay, and the entrance being like right here? Or over here? Over here. Okay, so I would try and get around this bend over here, basically.
Okay.
Try and take a hidden position as best I can from view of the entrance, and I'm going to look out towards where I set the trap.
Corey, you would probably be sleeping overhead on there.
Oh, I was keeping watch. I was watching the entrance.
Yeah, but with your perception check, you're saying you don't sleep.
Fair enough. I'll go back in my corner.
Drillster, you kind of try to peek around the corner. Give me a perception check.
Skill, monkey.
You kind of focus your eyes a bit, the sheets of rain going outside, and you see what is tripped your trap. And into this cave starts to move this sort of arachnid-like creature with very large claws.
Worse, it's
And
not a bear.
Big, like, tail with, like, a spine on the end of it.
And I see the court is like almost practically right next to it,
Yes.
not noted, right?
Yeah, and Cord is, like, snoozing at this point.
Snoring loudly.
So,
I will take out, well, I guess it's already ever presently attached to my wrist now, but I would like to shoot it with my hand crossbow with my main attack, and then offhand throw a dagger at it as well, while I'm shouting, "Everyone up!"
okay. Roll me a stealth check, see if you do surprise it. You might get a surprise.
One of my poorer rolls, but not bad. And then, just for the sake
Yeah, it's
of...
passive, it's not great. Alright, yeah. For the sake of it, we'll let you have a surprise.
Oh, okay, I was just throwing out the numbers in case we needed them.
Alright, so...
Double one for that sneak attack.
Yeah, pretty bad.
18 does hit.
Sweet. For 7 points and 2, because I have advantage.
Okay.
And then another 3 with the offhand dagger.
Now, okay, is that set up as a melee? If that's set up as a melee, it might be throwing it.
I don't see how it would be different from throwing it unless the range is beyond
Might
it.
have you'd have disadvantage, but you can slightly
Yeah.
advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even 17 though hit.
To my knowledge, with the throwing things offhand, you just don't get your ability modifier to damage.
Mhm. And I'm like kind of loudly hissing at the rest of the group. Get up, you fools!
Alright. With that, I need everybody to roll initiative.
I would assume also that I'm wearing armor, but I don't know about the rest of everyone.
Court doesn't wear armor to begin with.
There's that.
I do not have mage armor on, so I have a big old AC of 12.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So...
I knew we wouldn't be the last.
Alright, so as the creature kind of crawls its way into the cave, you hear like this hissing sound as your dagger and your hand crossbow hit. It kind of changes its original trajectory was towards Perrin, but it kind of shifts its trajectory a little bit in your direction. Walks this way,
Shit, that thing's fast.
and
Does Court get an opportunity attack?
Probably not, because I'm still kind of half asleep.
yeah, he's still waking up, and he is probably about 10 feet away from it as it crawled in.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So it is going to open up its volley with... Let me see. Let me make sure what it has here. Make sure it doesn't have a... Yeah, it does a multi. Okay. Ooh. Wow, it has quite the... It's going to attack you with 2 claws and a sting.
Jeez Louise.
Time for another long rest.
First claw is a 19.
I'm grappled.
Second claw is a 4. And you are grappled, correct? And
I thought it had to hit with both claws to grapple.
Huh?
No,
Never
each
mind.
of which can grapple only one person.
Yeah.
So he could like try and like, grapple both me and Bigby.
It's actually grappled you with one claw, and it's just snapping at you with the other claw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut in.
And,
Both of these
and then the sting comes out. 15.
15 does not hit.
Phew.
Woo!
That's the important one. And,
Poison damage.
knowing my survival skills, that was the one I was a little bit more wary for, it looks like.
Alright, so the creature kind of grabs you with one claw, snaps at your shoulder with the other claw, and the sting comes up, but you manage to duck your head just enough as the sting comes over your head. You feel the wind as it hits the cave wall. That is its turn. We go to Perrin.
I assume there's enough noise now that I've woken up.
Oh, yes. For sure.
So, first things first, stand up. So I have a big old 10 feet of movement left after that. So I'll move slightly further south, and then I will let off a guiding bolt at the big scorpion thingy. 14.
14 just misses. You let off the guiding bolt. You come to conscious, just kind of rub your eyes, look around, and there's this giant creature who is sitting there like has Wilster in one claw, trying to snap her head off with the other claw, and a stinger that is like flying into the cave. You're like, oh god! And like you get up and like move back towards, shoot the guiding bolt off. And you're still a little bit hesitant, especially with Bigby and Rilster around there, and it kind of misses, hits the rocks above.
Oof, 14.
We're just sitting here like, my worst nightmare.
Court, you're up.
Well, Court will tumble out of his bedroll. Somebody had a light on in the cave, right?
Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I haven't changed the order. My bad. Apologize.
Yes.
Bigby is up. Sorry.
Well, Big B's going to punch.
Maybe punch.
Ooh.
I would say punch.
Ooh. So just punch?
No flurry of blows?
I don't know how many key points he still has left over. Or no,
Well,
he's got enough.
He had a long
He's
rest.
got them all.
So,
Yeah, he's at a long rest. He'll go 3 punches.
Okay.
the damage.
All of those hit. Whew,
22.
20 points of damage.
At 5 decks, dude.
The creature gets battered by the side as Bigby just hits it with one hand and another hand and another hand, trying to get it to drop Brilstra. That is Bigby's turn. Brilstra, you are currently grappled.
Yes. I assume it's just got like me around my waistline, essentially.
Essentially, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like not restrained. I'm going to bust out a couple of daggers from my belt and start tearing into it with it. As I assume trying to get my short sword out here would be quite difficult.
Yes.
You're just doing the Bart Simpson, poke it in the eye. Poke.
10 does not hit.
And then that one.
21 does hit, however. For
With sneak attack, because Bigby's there?
Yep. For 11 points of damage. First dagger kind of gets rebuffed by the claw. The second dagger lands right near its eye patch, you hear it like hiss really loudly. It's not looking good. It's been beat in several places.
Get off, get off, get off, get off!
Court, you kind of come out of your twilight sleep to see this ginormous, like, arachnid creature assaulting Bristra and being pummeled by Big B, and you see a bolt of lightning as Perrin tries to shoot and misses.
Well, he'll just tumble out of his sleeping bag, grab his sword, and be like, I'm coming. And he's gonna reckless attack and put his sword in its butt.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Quite.
All right. So how do you want to kill it?
Oh, we'll go, since I'm attacking from the rear, we'll slice off its tail, and then on the backswing, we'll just, like, cut it in half.
Okay. So you jam the sword into the back, and as it kind of screeches, you push the sword along its side, cutting it in one clean sweep as it kind of gets cut in half, not from the front, but from, like, layers of a cake. And the first half just kind of folds off of the bottom half. Real straight, you kind of get jostled as you watch the first half of the creature kind of fall. It's kind of disgusting. Off.
Mm-hmm.
But you feel the slackness in the claws a little bit as it kind of just spires.
I immediately try and break free with the claw.
Yeah, it's not a problem. You just kind of push a little bit.
Okay. Oh, good gods. Wonder how many other denizens call this cave home.
One less now, and
I
Court
think that
will
thing
grab a
is,
leg and just drag it outside.
I think that thing would scare off any other occupants of this cave, wouldn't you?
Perhaps.
Yeah, you, Court, you grab the tail and just kind of drag it out the door.
Court, wait.
He stops.
Does anyone know if this thing would be good to eat or not? It's a waste.
You can eat it if you want.
Well, I
I
certainly
mean,
will.
survival check to see if scorpion is edible.
Roll nature check.
Could I be in on this as well?
Sure, you can.
I mean, like, could I do my own roll?
I was gonna say, please don't help me.
I don't
I'll
trust
let
him.
you do your own.
Okay.
The 14. This is a scorpion, but this is a really big one. You know that the tail's poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it, depending on its size, may or may not be worth eating. I mean, you eat, crawfish and things of that nature, so
Yeah.
that might
Much
not,
to my,
it may not be too tasty, but it might be.
Okay. I'll just cut off the claws to keep, and then the rest we can do with as we will.
Tail's probably, actually, the tail poison's probably worth something.
Maybe.
Can Court attempt to harvest the things, like tail stinger, I don't know, gland?
I don't really know how to deal with that. I'm not an alchemist.
Not with that nature check.
I mean, he wouldn't try to, like, go inside. He'd just cut off the tail and be like, I saved it.
Alright. You can carry the tail around, that's fine.
I'm gonna try and cook up the meat from the claws. Because clearly I'm not going back to sleep after all this that's gone on.
Alright.
I'm just going to sit by the campfire and eat a ration while watching you.
Just give me a straight up. This is kind of experimental, so just give me a straight up wisdom check.
Oh no, it's Eric all over again. My wisdom's good this time.
Okay. You've cooked crab, which has a similar kind of claw structure as scorpion does, so you figured you'd try it that way, and looks like it cooked pretty well. You kind of distribute it and share the meat, and everybody takes a bite. It's a little stringy. It's a little tougher than you would like your typical seafood that has that same structure is. But it's edible, and it doesn't taste bad. I mean, you did a decent job of seasoning it up.
Okay. I know quite well from long ago, waste not, want not.
We know bug meat is edible now.
Although, I'm pretty sure it's the crab that made me sick last night, so I'm still, like, you know, out of character really sick about this whole idea.
Oh, no.
After which I'll, the meal, assuming we get enough time for a short rest, I'm kind of like just patching up my wounds, etc.
Once everybody's done harvesting and poking the thing, Court will drag it back out into the ravine.
Yeah, that's no problem. You kind of just drag it outside to the ravine. Leave it for the storm to wash up.
Unless somebody wants, like, a piece of its carapace as a shield.
Fuck that. I couldn't hold to a blow with a shield. Got no strength behind it.
I totally see Big B just wearing it on his back and, like, rolling around like a armadillo.
Ninja turtle.
Alright, so you drag the scorpion outside. You guys kind of settle down. You're not going to be able to get another 8 hours of sleep unless you want to sleep through the day. And
Yeah,
if you
fuck
do,
that.
that's up to you. But eventually, about an hour, 2 hours later, the rain kind of starts to slack off.
Is it daybreak yet, or?
Not quite.
Does that count as a short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
I imagine we'll keep resting until it gets light. Anyway, I think
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
we need to find the centaur tracks.
About
again,
another
don't we?
hour or so, the sunlight starts to spill into the cave. So,
I'll go collect my trap.
wait, no, it wouldn't. It spills into part of it. It starts to see a little bit of light on the side. I'm trying to think of directions here. Sorry, I apologize. You start to see the light come through, not spill into the cave, but kind of come across it. Because this cave is facing to the south.
But we can tell it's light outside.
Yeah. You can start to tell it's light outside.
Alright,
Well
I go
then.
collect my trap and pack up my bedroll.
Onwards for our great quest, yes?
Indeed.
I'm still not on board with this whole princess rescue, but sure, let's continue.
I mean, she's not really a princess, she's just a mayor's daughter, but
She may as well be with the treatment she's gonna get. Random adventurers working for free.
give
But we
Real short little bow.
we can ask for payment because we know she's well connected.
Fair enough. Will, this is like a side question, and just because I'm really curious. When I was going through her belongings at the wrecked wagon, did I find any, like, clothing that would indicate that she did in fact work for a brothel?
You did not find anything that would give you the impression that she's at least she was working on the trip. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if she'd carry her brothel stuff around with her, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know how much I trust the rumors of that one guy, but, you know,
Yeah.
just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, fair enough.
Good old Roswin.
So, you guys eventually make it back outside to the plains. As you look out, you immediately see that there is debris along the stretch of the ravine and up. You occasionally see the splintered remains of a tree that's been literally snapped in half and thrown about. And perhaps you think to yourself, that could have been me. But otherwise, it's a very clear day. Like, it's as if nothing happened, other than looking around the landscape itself.
There isn't any, like, crumpled bodies in our ravine from other people who got picked up and tossed.
Make an investigation check.
Damn.
Looking around the ravine, you do see animal bodies, parts, in some places, but you don't see any, particularly in that part section, any humanoids.
I guess that's a good thing, but he would still search, make sure nobody else got caught in it like they did.
So, you kind of crest the rise of the ravine, and as you look out, everybody give me perception checks.
You got it, boss. Fuck. I'll throw in one for Bigby.
Those are all pretty good. You kind of crest out of the ravine, and as you do, you see in the distance, you see your camp, and it is garbage. Like, it is just completely smattered in disarray. But interesting enough, you also see another camp that's not too far to the north from yours. It looks, from this distance, it's hard to tell, but it does look like it was also. And you gotta imagine, this is really flat land, so you could see for a great distance on a clear day. So yeah, so it looks like it also took a beating.
What are you all looking at?
It's like there's a camp over yonder.
Another one. Is it destroyed as ours is?
Probably. Hard to tell from this distance.
Is
that
From that
Is that in the
distance,
rough
you can see
direction
pieces
we're
that are kind
tracking
of
the-
holding up, but yeah. Sorry?
Is that in the rough direction we were tracking the centaurs, or is it off in a different direction?
It's not in the general direction you were tracking the centaurs. It's kind of a little bit off from it. You're generally tracking the centaurs in a northeasterly direction. It's kind of a little bit to the north of your camp. So you're probably, right now, you're a little bit to the south of where this object is. You're probably right about there, or thereabouts.
So we'll go the half mile and check it out.
Yeah, this is your camp, and then there is their camp, and then you are headed this way from your camp.
Okay. It's not in the opposite direction, though,
Yeah.
so it's fine. We can.
All right.
Oh, what's one more ransacked wreckage?
We're up earlier than we would be anyway.
So yeah, so you start heading to the north. You pass your camp. It is complete wreck. Bilster, your tent, Court, your tent, shreds.
Well, shit. How long does it take to pack up a tent? Because I thought I had tried to pack it up, but
There is
Oh,
no
it
way you
takes,
can
like,
pack up a tent running.
At least 20 minutes to back up a tent.
gotcha. Then fuck that. Yeah.
We don't have the fancy pop-up, pop-down tents.
Yeah.
There are a few spikes that are left in the ground from where the tent was holding, and a few frayed ropes. But for the most part, the canvas is tattered and all over the place. Some hanging from a nearby tree, other parts just blown in like a spectacular fashion, as if somebody had taken parchment and torn it into pieces and just thrown it up in the air all over the place.
I mean, can we scavenge the biggest pieces of canvas? See if we can make a tent later tonight, or...
Make an investigation check. Okay, so looking around, you do see one or two pieces that might be able to be salvaged, but for the most part, it was just ripped apart. Whether you can make another tent from that's you might need some more skins or whatever.
At least he can bring back pieces of it, because otherwise he goes back home and he's like, guys, I need a new tent.
Yes. It's not really... There's enough that you could probably start making another tent, but it's not enough to have a full tent.
Yeah, he'll just collect those two pieces.
Yeah.
You can make the tent that you posted last time. The one that just covers your legs.
Yeah, the Emperor's New Groove tent.
Yep.
You might be able to make a lean-to or something.
Yeah, that's basically his logic. I mean, he's been wilderness man, so at least some canvas is worth saving still.
Yeah. So then you guys kind of get whatever belonging... You carried most of your belongings, but you try to salvage whatever it is that you may have, like, left behind for your tents and stuff, and then you move on to the other camp. Now, as soon as you start moving toward the other camp, you notice apparently there were people in this camp, and they were not as fortunate as you. One individual is off to the side, just kind of laying flat on the earth. Another individual is impaled by some sort of sharp wood splinter off to the side, leaning against a tree. Another individual has been blown across the plains, and you just see signs that just carnage. You enter the camp. It's much like your camp, completely destroyed. Nothing really of interest inside of the camp itself. If you want to loot the people around, you can.
Are they wearing uniforms, or, I mean, are they from our town that we recognize?
Look common. They look like commoners.
But are they commoners from the estate, or are they commoners from Githens?
Make a history check.
I mean, if the bartender's dead, we need to know this.
Yeah, true. You've seen a few of these people in Gittens before. Thankfully, it's not the bartender.
I don't know. I picked bartender at random because that's where D&D people go.
It's not anybody that you would think is of importance. It's just a few people that maybe you've seen around town once or twice. Yeah, they're in really bad shape. Now, Rilstra, you probably find amongst the belongings somewhere in the neighborhood of 28 copper flagons amongst. Other than that, it just seemed to be normal, common individuals. Didn't carry on a lot of money on them, even out in the wilderness. Whatever supplies they had probably got blown all over the place.
Yeah.
If nothing else, Court would collect all the bodies into one location so their loved ones can reclaim them, hopefully.
Yeah. However, Rilstra, while you're searching through the camp and through the bodies, you do notice that there is a mat of blood toward one of the tents. And toward where that blood has started to mat, you notice that there is also a trail of blood leading away from the tent. You also notice that there are hoof prints in the dirt, in the mud, that lead from the tent out away from the camp.
Oh boy. Well, it looks like our centaur friends strike again.
Under cover of a tornado?
No, I think they finished off this group here, this sorry lot, after the tornado. That or they struck during. I don't know about
Before.
predicting weather or any of that shite.
Doesn't really matter when they struck, does it? But it gives us their trail to pick back up again.
Agreed. Perrin's dogs don't happen to be bloodhounds, are they?
No, they're mastiffs.
Darn.
They do have advantage on smell checks. So they might be able to track things.
That's and they're very big dogs. Very
Oh.
big dogs.
Yeah, well, that's why they're big enough for me to ride.
Yeah, mastiffs are huge.
Perrin, suppose we can add revenge for the townsfolk to our list now? Reasons we're heading after these centaurs.
Maybe there'll even be a reward for you, Wilstra.
One can only hope.
Court will at least try and bury the 3 or 4 dudes that they find.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't take very long. You're able to... The dirt is very freshly been rained on, so the mud is pretty easy plowable, and you kind of make quick graves, markers, because you intend to tell the people in town anyway that there are some people out there, so...
Yeah, like you said he doesn't recognize any of them by name, but he can say, hey, if 4 guys left town, we found their bodies.
Sure, yeah. And so you kind of just give them temporary graves until they can be recovered by the people in town.
You said that when Rilstra looted them that they didn't have anything of like, hey, here's a dog tag, here's a wedding ring, or anything of note, so...
Unfortunately not.
So yeah, he'll just bury them, and then we'll try and
Typically,
pick
the
up that trail.
Yeah, typically the common people have a different way of determining who's married and who's not. I mean, they very rarely leave their town anyway.
Yeah.
And they can't really afford rings. That's more of a wealthy, noble merchant type thing.
I mean, just going through the list of random stuff.
Yeah, I understand. You're trying to find identifiers. That's fine. But yeah, so yeah, you have a trail that leads off of the camp.
Knowing that most of my companions are the best at this, I'll take up tracking.
Court will attempt to do it, or he'll assist if you're doing the hounds, or...
The hounds might actually be better than me, I don't know.
We don't really have anything to get a scent from, though, do we?
We had a trail of blood.
We have
It
tracks.
is a trail of scent. I'm pretty sure that you could probably pick up a scent.
Yeah, if you think you can pick it up just from the hoof prints, then I mean, I'll try and get them to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Court and Rilstra and the dogs kind of take the lead on this, and you begin walking to the east as the trail kind of winds that direction. Following the tracks, you eventually come to a rather over a small hill, and you see a rather large nomadic village with what you imagine are centaurs moving around, just milling about their normal lives. They appear to be a little wary, but not particularly warlike or defensive.
We haven't been spotted yet, right?
No. You've come over a hill and you're kind of looking at the village from the top of the hill a little bit.
I see. And is this kind of like in the middle of these great fields, or is it off in the direction of the forest?
It is. Yeah, it's in the middle of the fields. It's in general
Okay.
area here.
Has Court's tribe ever had, or I guess they haven't had a whole lot of contact with centaurs before?
Yeah, your tribe would know. Go ahead and give me a history check. No. Oh.
Not that I remember.
You know
I was
that they communicate somehow, but you don't remember how.
Well, I'm gonna
you
try
your tribe
common.
actually had talks with them, but you forgot how, and you forgot how they communicate and what the kind of rituals are and stuff like that.
Well, there's our friends right over there.
The prince lead directly to this village.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
we're
mean, I
sure that the centaurs attacked that camp.
Either that, or the person was injured and fled this direction.
We've seen them attack us, at the very least, in the past, and heard tale of them kidnapping the mayor's daughter. Do you expect it below them to attack a random campsite after a storm?
No, I'm just wondering if there's more than one group of centaurs.
How many centaurs are we looking at from this hillside?
It's hard to say. There's at least 50. There could be more. It's a rather large nomadic village.
Yeah, so it's not like 5 of them.
It's
a bunch.
It's a large village. Give me perception checks.
Yeah, I don't think we're taking that many on. If it comes down to a brawl.
I think we can still approach and hopefully ask questions.
Okay.
I would let Karen
Court-
handle that, I suppose.
Court and Realstray, you guys are kind of looking over a direction, and then you see something that really surprises you. There is this short-looking, very chiseled, Blackbeard Darvjek discussing something with one of the centaurs. Now, you know about Darvjek that they already have caused people to be very, very nervous since their reappearance is up in North Pass. But you've never seen one this far south, and he's intimidating, a little bit intimidating looking. For those who don't know, Darvjek are dwarves in this world, and the Darvjek are kind of like miniature Cleons, is how I imagine them. Like, they're very rough, brusque, militaristic, and so he's you see him further in the distance, and he's discussing something with one of the centaurs.
Does he seem to be, like, speaking from a position of power? As though he's, like, directing them?
No. He just seems to be having a conversation of sorts.
Other question, does his skin have kind of a darkish hue similar to ones we've seen in a certain cave?
No, it does not look like the ones you have encountered before.
Okay. Just paranoia.
I think we're going to have to do a bit of talking here, rather than punching.
I hope it doesn't come down to punching 50 centaurs. That sounds hard.
Yeah. Yes,
If I
quite.
wish to go battle with 50 of those things, I'll sooner see my hide safely to Renning. But
I think we can have a polite conversation. Perrin, you up to it?
I think so. Only one way to find out.
I'm seeing you
Alright.
have your way with the folks in town.
Okay.
Leave this
I
to you.
will
I'll stay
Lead
back.
the party forwards
We
on
s-
my hound,
we
my
switch-
trusty steed.
We switch
And
over... I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and Court will sit there, like, slapping the side of his head, trying to remember how to interact with centaurs.
Yeah.
And
Centaurs.
I'm still trying to stay kind of hidden from the top of the hill and just observing Perrin's
You're
progress.
not coming with us then.
Okay. So switching over... how do we say your name? Orhayan? Orhayan? Okay. Orhayan, you're talking with the centaur, what is his name? Alacron. You're having a discussion about a recent vision that you had, and he's kind of trying to sort out a little bit of that vision. But as you're talking, you suddenly see 2 figures crest over the hill. One of them is riding 2 large dogs.
Okay. So Hayden sort of turns and frowns a bit, stares at the group as they approach.
It's just the one.
Alacron
Yes, I
kind of
will.
looks at you, turn around, and then he's like, "What is it?"
Strangers approaching.
And he turns around and he kind of, I see. And he kind of like motions with a hand, and some of the other centaurs kind of, they don't draw their weapons, but they kind of get their weapons ready as Perrin and Court approach. The centaur kind of rides up and he goes, Greetings, strangers. Are you... And those of you who know, he actually speaks common. But you get this hint of Elvish kind of mixed in with his words. But he actually speaks common. He says, "Greetings, strangers. You have come upon our village. What is it that that you want? You have come peacefully, no?"
I hope so. We wish to speak, if that's all right.
Of course. It is strange for your kind to wander into our camps, but I will permit it. Perrin and Court, you notice that the other centaurs, while they haven't drawn their weapons, they're definitely like got their weapons ready if something were to happen.
I mean, if it makes him feel better, Court will just like throw down his greatsword into the like grass nearby.
Yeah, as you do that, you see a kind of visible relief come up from some of them, and they just kind of relax a bit. Their hands are nearby, but they're not right on their weapons anymore. The centaur kind of nods and says, "Ah, I see that you mean well. My name is Alacron. I am the chief of this village. What can I do for you today? What is it that you seek?"
Tell me, Alacron, is your tribe the only tribe of centaurs in the area?
He shakes his head and says, "No, of course not. There are many of us across the plains.
But close by.
My tribe is one of the largest. But, close by, we try to keep separated. We have a history of not respecting each other's place. So we try to spread out a bit."
You see, we've had a bit of an issue with centaurs over the past couple of days, I'm afraid. We were attacked on the road just yesterday by 5 centaurs?
2, I think.
What were the little ones? Because there's big ones and there's some little ones as well. Were they centaurs as well?
Yes.
Yeah. We were attacked by a band of about 5 centaurs yesterday. And we've also heard reports that the daughter of our village, you may know it, Gittens, to the north, has been abducted by yet more centaurs.
It's hard to read his face. He's kind of pondering your words, and he says, "My people are peaceful people. We would not have attacked without a reason provocation."
I don't doubt that, but some centaurs clearly have. We will...
Is it just you two, or are there others here?
There's 2 more further back.
Tell them to bring in, and we will meet in my tent, and we will discuss this. I would rather not talk about it out in the open, if you would.
Court, could you run back and fetch them? I'll go with the chief.
We're watching the village, so we can like kind of see you if you like motion or something.
Yeah, Court will like whistle and wave Big B and Rilstra down.
Okay, then we'll both make our way over. Rilstra kind of warily.
All right. So Alcon turns to you, Urhayan, and says, "We will have to continue our conversation in a moment."
No worries. Talk with them about what you must.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Talk with them about what you must.
He nods.
I will wait.
He nods and leads the newcomers towards his tent. everyone else, you kind of get taken to a rather spacious tent that's it's very simply adorned and not much in the way of furniture or anything of that nature, just mostly like straw beds. There are a few dishes and things of that nature, but centaurs don't really sit. So you're kind of left to kind of gather around this fire. And he nods your direction as you all come in, and he says, big wind came by last night. I am surprised to see that you survived, unless, of course, you came from the city today.
It was
No.
like a light breeze.
We found shelter in Southern Ravine.
Yes, we hid.
Ah, yes, that ravine have big scorpion in it.
Court will pull out the scorpion tail. Had.
He smiles.
I'll like wince subconsciously look at my side.
He smiles and says, one less scorpion for our hunters to deal with. That is good news. You claim my people have attacked you, but I must say that we have been provocated as well of late. Now my tribe, we have tried to run away from the issue, but a few other tribes have become less patient. Provokers from your town have been making our herd patterns difficult.
What have they been doing?
Well,
Yeah, how soon?
it's been generally assumed that the land east of the road has been ours, but of late, the land is being taken more and more by the animal who lives in the big building, the fortress.
He's obviously talking about the mayor, or
Yeah, you get the impression he's talking about Lord Sather.
Yeah.
He continues to expand beyond the road, pushing some of our herds further out.
Yes, we've had dealings with his people before. I don't think any of us would be considered fans of his.
Well, good. I've urged many of the herds to caution. The last meeting that we had amongst the chiefs, it was agreed that we would wait, but it seems that some of the younger blooded chiefs may have taken action.
I'll say.
We can overlook the attack on us. It was the centaurs who came off worse from it, but we do need to rescue the people who were kidnapped.
He brings a hand to his chin, kind of thinking a bit, and he says, I do not know which tribe would do such a thing. It is not our way to take things by deception, to hold things for ransom. Not our way.
Did the centaurs that Court saw on the side of the road, did they have any identifying markers on them, like war paint or anything?
Centaurs don't typically wear war paint. As far as tribal identifiers, there may be like some tattoos on the one of the arms.
Yeah, anything that would identify them as like a rival tribe.
If you look at the arms of Alacrin, you don't see the same type of tattoos that you saw on the centaurs that attacked you.
I mean, Court would try and draw the tattoo that he saw on the ones that attacked. Like they had this tattoo on their arm.
Roll a history check.
I tried.
You try to recall the tattoo. You scribble out some of the things that you remember. He just kind of frowns at the drawing and just shakes his head and says, "I'm afraid that's
actually, Court has is a skilled at like calligraphy and stuff. Would he be able to roll for that instead of history to draw the shape he saw?
Well, it's more. The history was more to try to remember the details.
Okay, never mind then.
The tattoo, because it's been a little bit, and you didn't really get a great look at them. You just
no. I was just double checking. I was like, wait, I'm good at drawing stuff.
Yeah. So it's hard to make the details out. What you draw is nice. He just kind of shakes his head and is like, I don't recall any of these. And he kind of sighs and says, well, if some of our own have resorted to these methods, this is something new, something the chiefs will have to get together and talk about.
How quickly could you arrange for that to happen?
We meet occasionally at the beginning of every season. The next season it comes as the winter blows through the plains. But that may yet be a while. An emergency meeting, something of that nature, would also take some time to arrange, and I cannot guarantee that every tribe will see it as an emergency. We're not governed like your people. We don't just... We don't have laws, rulers. We come as it has been traditionally done.
How long would this emergency meeting take to call? Days, weeks?
He kind of thinks a moment and says, likely beyond a dozen lights and darkness. Light and nightfalls.
That's too long, I'm afraid.
More.
Do you mind if I throw in a question here?
By all means.
Would you know off the top of your head which of the tribes are particularly more rowdy or prone to violence? And or where they are? We may be able to go rescue those individuals that have been taken hostage before too much harm comes to them.
He kind of thinks, oh, there are many tribes that are led by younger centaurs who may or may not have the patience. It would be hard to tell off the bat which ones have done this, and I am still not convinced that one of them has. He kind of thinks a moment and says, I have a question for you.
By all means.
Do you happen to know the Adamor that we rescued from the camp? He is in difficult condition at this point. Our healer is doing Ele'thias is doing all she can to keep him alive, but I fear that he may die at any moment.
We had nothing to do with that camp. We don't know who was in it.
We could certainly take a look, though, and see if we recognize the lad.
Yes, come with me. And he kind of gets up onto his haunches and leads you out of his tent and towards the tent. Another tent on the other side, and as you enter, there's another centaur who's kind of shaking up some sort of poultice and messing with things. As she enters and she says, you need not disturb him. He does not respond to any sound or touch. Perrin, You immediately recognize this individual. This is Ko, Glennis's brother. He's covered in cuts and bruises. Half of his face is not recognizable. Most notable is the kind of restraint that's made out of heavy cloth that is holding his legs in a kind of elevated position. He's breathing, but he's not conscious.
What happened? Where did you found him in the camp? What were they doing there?
Alucard looks and says, yes, the others, they were long dead, but he was clinging to life.
How had they died? Did you see? Had they been attacked?
We guess the great wind killed them.
Out of character, do any of the rest of us recognize him or no?
Yes, you would have seen him around town. Though Perrin has a personal relationship with him. Ko is the mayor's son.
Oh, I see. Of the Southwind estate?
Mm-hmm. No, of Gittins.
No.
Mayor Cowan's son. Mm-hmm.
I see.
She's the brother of the person who's been kidnapped.
Got it.
The other Centauri, which you assume to be Elephant, says, he does not have much time unless I can do more extensive magical healing, but to do that I will need a few things. Alucard kind of frowns and says, what kind of things? Well, I will need water from the oasis. And he goes, that is out of the question. You know as far as I do that the place is haunted. And already the Dovjek out there wants to go there. I do not want to send any of our people toward an oasis that is haunted. It is against our ways. But that is not all that I need. I will need a flower that grows in one of the ravines to the north. Something called the Scarred Beauty. It's in...
Do we...
He nods, and the rest is even more difficult to get. There is a root that grows in the bog to the southwest called the Gnarled Succulents. And finally, and she kind of grimaces a bit, I'll need the head of a Medusa. Head of a Medusa. I've only heard of one place that has such a creature. It's in the woods to the south. An old fort, many days away. And you are sure that if he doesn't get these things, he will die. She kind of nods and says, yes, I can keep him alive for maybe a week. But after that, he will die.
I have some magic of my own that can be used to heal people if you think it would help.
She shakes her head and says, he is so close to death that basically he is dead. I've used some magic to kind of preserve what I can.
I see.
I never understood all this magical healing and whatnot.
It seems like your main issue is that you don't want to risk your own people and this sort of thing, no?
Alucard turns and says, some of these places are not safe for us. We have predators, or we have people who despise us. We have been granted by your Duchess the ability to roam these plains without interference. But elsewhere may cause issues with your people.
And you said the the Davjak outside. He was wanting to go to the oasis himself.
Alakron nods. Yes, his name is Urhain. He kind of thinks a moment. I will I will let him keep his business to himself. But yes, he is very concerned with heading out to the oasis.
Well then, it's an obvious solution. We'll all go, we'll get the water for the healing, and he can do whatever it is he needs to do there.
He nods. He nods, and Elephant says, "The water will be a first step, yes. But what about the others? What about the other ingredients that I need?"
Oh, we're very capable. We'll be entirely fine to do all of those things. It shouldn't take more than a few days.
Very well. I will do what I can to keep him from expiring, to keep his spirit and his body preserved.
The flower is north, you said. Is it not in your territory to go and claim?
Eloquent nods, it is, but several other of our tribes roam that area. They may see it as a act of provocation.
Ah, never mind then.
If we were to go into that territory and we were attacked, we would defend ourselves. You realize that?
If my people attack you without provocation, then I would see no issue with you defending yourselves.
Okay, good. As long as we're on the same page.
They should grant you safe passage. But should they
wow.
not, you have no fear that I will judge you for their actions.
Well then, flour and water. Let's be away.
Sounds good.
Alright. So I'm going to kind of switch you over here to... No, not yet. I'm not going to do that yet. So you guys walk back outside, Alakron follows, and Alakron walks over to you and the rest kind of follow as well and says, "I have good news for you, Urhain. These individuals here want to go to the oasis."
Well, yes, Urhain sort of looks up and down all of the group, frowns a bit, mutters something under his breath. Well, I suppose there is more safety traveling in numbers.
Good. I'm glad you agree. And Perrin, by the way, nice to meet you. These are my minions. Gestures back at everyone else.
Gives a single nod.
On the subject of this oasis, you said it was haunted, did you not?
Alakron nods. It used to be a safe place where all of our tribes could gather and to worship our ancestors. But of late it has become haunted with specters. We cannot even get close to the ruin where our great well lies. The well underneath lies. And then Elephant comes out and says, let me be clear. You can't get the water just from the top. It has to come from the well beneath. If you bring back water from the top, that's not going to do it. It has to be blessed from the well beneath.
And what, may I ask, makes this area haunted? Have you lost individuals over there? And if so, then how?
A few of our people have made pilgrimages out there, and they have reported seeing specters, ghostly apparitions in shapes.
Oh joy, more of them.
They're your favorites, aren't they, Court?
No.
Alright, well, we've actually dealt with something similar in the past.
He nods. Our people do not deal with our with the dead. It is not our way. So, we hope that you will discover a way to put the dead to rest.
We'll see what we can do. Roster's been like rather quiet this whole time.
As you guys are preparing to leave, Elephant kind of comes up to you and says, "You may need medical healing on the journey. Here's a scroll that has some. Here's some like RAM. Sorry. Here's like this like sort of writing that has ways for you to make." And she's struggling with the words. Her comment's kind of broken, unlike Elecron's. Tinctures. And she hands you over this kind of, and it's in Elvish. And it's just, seems like a recipe for making potions of healing.
Interesting. I can't make heads or tails of this. Perhaps given enough time and study.
All right.
I hand the scroll over to Perrin.
I also can't read Elvish, so
I think Bigby is our Elvish.
Bigby will take it and goes, looks like some recipe for potions of healing. That's great.
I can read Elvish, but yeah, it would take some time to like study and understand this.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but yeah, it would take a little bit. Bigby kind of notices the top of it, goes, well, thank you. She nods.
Since Abe is not here today, do you want to add it to your character sheet? Or should I put it on Bigby's?
You just put it in the party loot, probably. That would probably be the best place.
Okay.
To put it. Yeah.
Better idea.
It's in handouts. I mean, we can just leave it there for a bit.
It is in the handouts, too.
Oh, never mind then.
All right. So, with that, Alecron and the rest give you their blessings, and you guys kind of gather together. The Darvjek or Hyen joins you. Go ahead and describe your character for us, Matt.
Yep. So, Urhayan is a Darvjek. He stands about just under 5 feet, stout and strong build. He has black hair, medium length, which he keeps tied back, and a long braided beard to match. His eyes are grey, and he bears a couple small battle scars on his face. And equipment-wise, he's wearing heavy chain armor, carries a shield and a pack, but lacks any visible weaponry save for a couple javelins.
Okay.
Those we should all describe our characters. Then.
Sure. Sort of a resting, frowning face, I guess, as well.
A resting frown face.
Yeah.
All right. Big B, I guess, can describe himself in greater detail later, but he is a halfling with some blondish brown hair and brown eyes. Doesn't wear much in the way of armor, and is almost continually drinking. Rilstra is a female, apparently dark elf, although the hair color is a bit off, so you could assume it to be half dark elf. She's barely above 5 feet, has red eyes and warm black hair. It's kind of half shaved on one side and comes down along the other. She's got some strange tattoos on her face and usually wears like these dark brown and black long coat and travel leathers.
I guess I'll chirp up next. So Court is a tall, like Native American looking guy. He's just a little over 6 feet tall. He's heavily scarred with like a good chunk of his nose is missing. What's left looks like it was broken and set wrong. When he takes off his hood, his right ear is missing with a scar on his shoulder matching where it was clearly taken off by a sword stroke. He's missing a couple of his teeth, and he's got like deep hazel eyes, but he keeps his head shaved, and he's just kind of stubbly for wandering around in the woods for a couple days.
As opposed to those two who look rather badass, Perrin just looks like someone out of the village. He's got red hair, red beard, and is just wearing regular, not commoner's clothes, maybe slightly nicer than commoner's clothes, but it looks like a guy you could just be seen walking down the street. He has no obvious weapons on him, I don't believe. But you do see he has a wand strapped to his side. The only normal thing you can see about him. Oh, and he's a halfling. He's about 3 feet tall, and he's riding a dog most of the time. So there is that. That's kind of unusual.
I've also kind of got a strange, deep, glowing orb hanging from a necklace, but that's the only other like real item of note besides my traditional weaponry of a short bow and a short sword.
I don't think Court's great sword notes anything worth, like, look, it's a sword.
Okay.
All right. Well then.
So you guys begin to make
Mr.
your...
Doran.
Right?
Sorry?
What is it that you're out here for, if you don't mind us asking?
I'd like to keep that to myself, if it's all right by you.
That's
If we're going
fine.
to be working together, there needs to be at least a modicum of trust, so I don't have to keep looking over my back at you 24/7.
Don't worry, I don't plan on stabbing any of you in your sleep.
No, I'm just wondering, are you out here to explore? Are you looking for something in particular, or someone in particular? Just a general idea of what you are here to do.
Let's call it exploration then.
Okay. And you're an explorer then, are you?
In a matter of speaking.
You look like you could handle yourself in a fight there. You much experience in the old... He puts his fists up and like makes a fisticuffs motion at you.
Just sort of raises one eyebrow. I would say I could probably take you on in a fight, little man.
Yes, that's not really saying much though, is it? What about this guy? Like, cocks his thumb at Court. You could take him in a fight?
Well, hopefully we won't have to find out.
He said he's got no obvious weapons on him other than javelins.
Couple javelins. Yeah.
So, you fight with those then? Those throwy sticks you've got?
Urhen just sort of holds out a hand and then closes his fist, and appearing in it is this warhammer made of sort of like golden light. No, I use this.
Oh, that's fancy. Oh, I like that.
Interesting.
And he releases his hand and disappears again.
Court nods in approval.
Well then.
Does he happen to have any like holy symbols or anything on him?
Yes, some symbols. I don't know what they would be.
Yeah, he kind of has what appears to be...
Well, this is all very nice getting to know each other, but should we head off?
Sure.
No time to wait.
So it's what?
I
It's like
just
4 miles to the oasis?
I just realized I was muted the whole time. Oh, man.
Ha.
I've been
Yeah.
trying to interject a few things. Felt like I was like Like, oh, well, I'm muted. That's why nobody's hearing what I'm saying. All right. I was about to say, Erhayan does have a sort of holy symbol. It's not like anything you've kind of seen before, and the imagery on it is very foreign. We'll leave it at that for the moment.
Yeah.
So, the oasis from where you are is probably about 6 miles or so. So, you guys begin heading out that direction. You get probably about maybe a mile or two the direction when everybody give me a perception check.
This is kind of an out-of-character question.
Sure.
Would I recognize the appearance and disappearance of his weapon as a tactic that is used by some of the other followers of Grost, or no?
Give me a religion check.
Okay. I'll throw my perception up there first.
Not really. I mean, like, you need a little bit more knowledge of that, but no.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay. I haven't really dealt too much with them at all, if ever. So.
All right. So, guys, as you guys kind of come around another like rolling hill, you start to see what is a structure in the distance, and there's plumes of smoke coming from that structure.
What kind of structure is this?
From your check, it looks like some sort of like small homestead.
Gotcha. Like a shack in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Yeah, I mean, not much more than a shack. Maybe a little bit bigger than a shack, but yeah, basically.
Okay, I'm gonna go find me some Courage the Cowardly Dog. Does it look like the house is on fire?
Yes. You do see a little flicker, a flame in the distance occasionally come up out of it.
This day just gets more and more exciting, and Court will run towards the cabin to help out however he can.
All right.
I'll head towards it, but more slowly than him and kind of warily.
Okay.
Yep.
If you're trying to sneak up, go ahead and roll stealth checks.
I'm not being particularly sneaky.
Yeah, Court's just at a run. Go rescue whoever's in a burning building.
I'm a bit behind Court, but keeping up with him.
Yeah, Rilstra, you kind of just fade into the landscape. Like, nobody really knows where you went.
You're running alongside Court, and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah. Court, as you kind of go around the corner, the scene starts to get more and more clear. You see a column of smoke. The house is surrounded by a group of individuals and their horses. You hear a woman scream and watch as one of the individuals shoots another of the figures in the yard in an execution style in the yard. At this, the woman screams louder before one of the individuals begins to grab and wrestle with her. You hear some laughter from some of the other individuals in the yard as they kind of look in on the scene. There are two individuals towards the front who are kind of watching the horses and watching the road. And you see your heart break a little bit as two children are kind of huddled on the other side of the yard. Let me go ahead and show this to you.
Oh yeah, no. Court's gonna start dashing and double moving as soon as he gets a.
So as you guys kind of
approach
from that direction, this is what you kind of see. Yeah, you cast mage armor.
Yeah.
Where's the
This
kiddo?
would most definitely be nightmares of Court's background of his village being destroyed. So he's most definitely just powering through, and he's gonna go kick somebody's ass.
All right.
How far?
Arrange yourselves
How
how
far
you kind of
back's
want to
real
on the map over there. Once I get over there. Arrange yourselves kind of how you want to on there, and Court, as you kind of just come bounding, you see one of the individuals go, "Hey, someone's coming!" And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Are we like on the edge, or where are we?
What did you want to do before?
So where you said that we noticed the kids, where would they be on this map? Because Realstra would speed up at that kind of.
Over here.
How far back's Realstra? Because you dropped behind, didn't you?
Exactly.
The kids are right there.
But she would have taken off in that direction, but still kind of behind. So there we go. I'd be like over here then.
How tall is this fence? I assume it's like a corral kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not really tall. It's more like maybe
For the animals.
3.5, 4 feet. Not really tall. Just enough to keep a
tall
few
for me.
animals in there. Yeah, well, taller than you, but that's not hard to do.
Perrin and I kind of like wink at each other.
Okay, for this, I think I'm gonna do these in groups.
We got some good initiatives here.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I'll roll.
And what not so good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and
There you go. Big B's down there.
do that group, and then do.
Okay, you beat me to rolling for Big B.
I've had his sheet up like the whole time just in case like we need stuff for him.
I have it hidden behind Discord, so it's like, oh right, I gotta move Discord, find it, roll.
All right.
You cool with controlling him for this?
I'm good with either.
Okay.
I'm well versed in monks, so it's just like punch slap everything.
Okay, so let me change over
Big
the
bop.
music.
Zoobity dop. Damn, that dude's fast.
All right,
Gotta
so
outdex that guy.
what's your dex?
I have a 16.
16. I think his modifier is +3. Is yours +3?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go first. So I'm gonna move you up front.
Yay.
So, Court, as you come running around the bend, you see the two individuals to the front kind of raise the alarm. It's your turn.
Oh yeah, and Court's just gonna dash on in there and clobber some people.
So all of these ones are hostile, basically, or appear to be
Everything
so?
that's not commoner.
Okay, so the commoners would be this one, and then these two?
Correct.
Okay, so this one is one of them.
That is the woman over here. She's kind of a half alpha, and these are the other half alpha children over here. The Canute children over here.
And this one right here is one of the ruffians?
Yes, he's the one wrestling with her, and they're all laughing.
I forgot the range on a javelin. Can you remind me?
The javelin?
I think it's 26.
I think it's
30, 120.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. I knew it wasn't 20, and I'm like, But yeah, Court's just gonna run on in there, and he'll bonus action. He's raging, and he's just gonna clobber the crap out of this guy with a reckless attack.
Okay. Do it. I get 12 hits.
He's reckless, so 20.
Oh yeah, 20, sorry. 20 hits. Woo! Yeah. You just literally clean this guy's head off. Like, just chops his head right off of him, and he just kind of...
And he'll just keep running.
Alright, you just keep running.
Flavor-wise, he keeps running, but 30 feet is my movement right there, so I'm stopped.
Just making sure. Alright, so as this guy gets beheaded right next to the fence, you see Corey, you see the individual inside the fence go, "What the hell? Take care of him!" And he is going to kind of back away. Actually, he's going to dash towards the children. He's going to hold his action. I mean, sorry, he's gonna dash towards the children. That's gonna be his turn. Rilstra.
Oh boy. Would I still consider it to be stealth here or no?
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as you are hidden, so you go wherever you want to on the map that makes sense for you to be hidden.
I'm going to go right along this way for my 30 feet. You're right about there, I think.
Okay.
Yep. And this guy still just out of range. Damn, by 5 feet. That's horrible.
You can do your dash.
That's right.
Yeah, I was trying to do something else that had range of 30 feet.
If you're hidden, it's disadvantage, but cancels out.
That's true. It would be a regular attack.
I'm gonna take out my short bow and pop him.
All right. That's a 20. That hits.
Sweet. For 15 damage.
For the sake of this, the commoners are not allies. Unfortunately, they're not going to
True,
be
but
combatants. Yeah.
Did I have advantage or no?
No.
He's
cancels out.
hidden.
Gotcha.
It canceled out because you're at disadvantage because you were.
Oh no, that was just for the backup. The short bow is not a disadvantage.
Oh. Okay. Well. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. All right. 9 plus 6, so 15 points damage from that. Yeah, you take a shot with your bow. He's kind of surprised to see you there, and as he kind of sees you, he gets hit with the arrow, kind of on one of his eye sockets. He's like, ah!
The one that's already got an eye patch.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, the picture does, but like, I mean, like he had he definitely got hit in the eyeball. He like reaches up, holds his eye. Ah!
Then for my bonus action, I'm still gonna dash. I'm gonna kind of get behind the tree over here.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
Perrin.
Okay, let's move up here a bit. It looks like these two guys with unique portraits of the guys leading this band of ruffians.
This guy seems to be the leader, yeah. This guy's just really big.
They're like the two biggest targets.
Yeah. The other ones seem to be kind of just your run-of-the-mill bandits.
Yeah. Well then, in that case, guiding bolt the both of them. Twin caster. Left guy first, right guy second.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. As you guiding bolt, actually that misses. The second one misses.
Yeah.
The first one, you guiding bolt the first one near the fence, and you watch as it their eyes get really wide, and they just almost like it's so hot that they ash. It's just like incinerates.
Okay.
The second guiding bolt, though, however, that one sees it, kind of ducks out of the way as it comes flying across, and it's like shite. She's like shite.
So the guy on the left's dead?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't take much.
Quite guided. And now their dead body is like glowing on the ground.
I will also retreat behind this tree to try and get a bit of cover.
You made this elven archer glowy, right?
Yeah.
No, that one is.
No.
Oh,
That one
no,
was
it was
glowy.
that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, I didn't. It wasn't the archer I was shooting.
Oh.
It was the big guy who was wrestling with the woman.
That's still missed. He kind of pauses.
No, the first one, the 24. It was the first one was on the guy wrestling.
Was for okay, all right.
And,
I was under the impression he was shooting the big guy and the pirate-looking guy.
Yes. in that order.
Oh, you're...
So him, and then him.
Wow, okay. That's two very different directions.
Yeah, you can do that. It's just pew pew.
Imagine Perrin's just doing the miming a handgun, just pew.
Yeah, just hands akimbo, just pew pew.
All right, yeah, so that does hit 21 points of damage. That causes him to immediately stop from pursuing the woman. You see him like light up like a Christmas tree, and he's like, ah,
Big hit me here sign pointing to him.
Yeah, the second one, however, misses him as he has used his other eye to kind of see it coming and kind of dodge more towards the children.
He's already flailing about with an arrow in his eye socket, so he just dodges it by accident.
Hard targets.
All right.
Yep, that's me done.
Makes sense. All right, so now one of these, the woman up here, she's going to kind of run backward a bit. About 30 feet, and then she is going to shoot Court with 2 longbow attacks.
And she has advantage because I reckless.
That's right. So it's terrible damage, but that hits 3, and then 12 misses you. So yeah, you get hit with 1 arrow, but it kind of only just kind of grazes your neck shoulder line area.
I'm not even sure Court would notice that.
It tickles because I'm raging, so that does like 2 damage.
So you get 2 points
one
of piercing.
damage.
Yeah,
Round
1 damage.
down.
Yeah, 1 point of piercing.
I was gonna say I thought it was round up, but okay. That doesn't even phase me.
Yeah, you just kind of watch it get a little trail of blood on your shoulder. The other longbow shot totally misses you, flies out to the field. The one next to you is also closer to you is also going to back up, seeing the other one get decapitated. And it's also going to make 2 longbow shots. 12 misses. 17?
That'll hit.
Alright, so you take 4 points of piercing damage from that one.
Got
as
it.
the arrow kind of more substantially hits you on the shoulder.
I'm gonna be a porcupine by the end of this.
Alright. You see two bandits up here. One of them draws out a crossbow and is going to shoot at you, Rilstra, from here.
Okay. Is there sufficient amount of tree foliage in the way to give me a little bit of cover?
From the front, yes. From that angle, no. It's kind of like a side shot. That way. The front,
okay, I thought it was from the other guy.
Yeah. The tree trunk is right here.
Yeah.
Alright, so she's going to shoot at you with the light crossbow. 6 harmlessly hits one of the branches above you. The other bandit up here is starting to freak out. He's going to run forward a little bit, and he is going to shoot Court. Crossbow. 13 also misses, I think. Yep, you have 17. Yep. That one flies harmlessly by as well, and both of them are kind of afraid at this point, got their bows pointed. That leads us to Bigby.
Come closer!
He's got Step of the Wind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's gonna go chase that archer.
Is Bigby 35 currently?
I think he can go 70 if he steps of the wind.
Yeah, 35 normal, so 70 if he dashes. And does he have any throwing weapons?
I believe he has darts. Yes, he has darts.
He does indeed.
So Bigby will go 70 feet that way, and he will hurl I believe darts are monk weapons, so he can throw 2 darts at that monk that archer that's running away.
We don't have extra attack yet.
Yeah. Like the extra attack.
Right. Martial arts is only if punching.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's just that he used his bonus action to dash.
Yeah, that too.
At a disadvantage because it's small. Is it
16,
20 feet?
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And what's the weapon he's using?
He's got like the little bar darts.
Okay. So he basically runs up, throws the dart, and it makes good purchase on the chest area. And you see the his blood just starts coming out of the wound onto his shirt. All right, this guy does not like being lit up, and he is going to dash this direction. He's going to be in front of Court.
Yay! Exactly where I want him.
I'll lit up for you.
How long does that last? Him be
For one, to the end of my
your turn?
round, or
Okay.
one attack. Yeah, or one attack.
So I have advantage on him, but he has advantage on me.
Urhane, you're up.
All right.
Come on, Durfy Durf.
So Hane's going to walk up to here and then raise his hammer up. Bonus action Misty Step and bring it down on this guy.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
nice.
Oh, that was a self roll. Forgot to turn it up. And we roll it again.
Yeah, 17 hits.
Alright.
You misty step through the fence, reappear. The female bandit kind of goes, "What?" And then you just lay a warhammer right into the shoulder area.
Yep.
She's not looking good.
And he'll
Gotta say, I
walk
was not a-
around to go stand next to this.
All right.
Gotta say, I was not expecting a dwarven warlock.
A Dwarlock.
Yeah.
All right.
Technical term.
Court, you're back up.
Oh yeah, and this nice big man is going to get a great axe in the face.
What are you talking about? That's a dwarven fighter.
Yeah, right.
And I'm gonna great weapon mastery because I already have advantage on him. So woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
15.
15 hits.
For a boatload of damage.
So all those.
Yeah.
Yep, I get my radiant damage. I get my angry damage.
Jeez.
All right, so 24 points of damage. Yeah, you just lay in the greatsword right to his face. He moves his face, but you just kind of slice a bit out of his shoulder. He's bleeding pretty bad. He's pretty bad off, but he is still intent on attacking you.
I'm just as surprised that he's still standing. So I'm done.
He's no longer lit up.
Actually, I'll start to move past him and then realize he's still standing and go, whoops.
That leads us to the guy up top. He is going to... You see him, Rilster, run over to the girl, and he grapples her and says, "Back away! Back off! Lay down your weapons, or she gets it!" He is holding... that's his action. Never mind.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Or no?
Absolutely.
Do you honestly think the lives of a few measly children mean anything to us? I know, a little bit louder than I said there, but...
Right.
We're all too far away to hear that. So
Is that deceptive?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
being honest
Make a
here, no.
deception check.
I'm not actually proficient in deception.
to be fair, you are a drow-looking person, so you could possibly ask for advantage.
Man, that's racist. Racist against Drow.
Yeah, so you kind of say, yeah, we don't care about the children, basically, and he he laughs and says, "Sure, let's find out." And he kind of cocks the crossbow he's holding a little bit. He kind of, well, he's not holding a crossbow. No, he takes his dagger he has a little bit. He kind of digs it in the neck a little bit.
Okay.
He hasn't done anything, but he just kind of like holds it a little bit closer. You see the girl start whimpering.
Mm-hmm.
You're up.
Well, shenanigans. Could I try something a bit weird?
That's what this game is about. What do you want to do?
We like weird.
So, effectively, Mage Hand can be attacked, right? But is it like a physical thing? Like, it can
No.
absorb the impact of an attack?
No.
Okay.
The mage hand
If
can
any-
be attacked, but it's not. There's no substance to it. It's just ethereal, basically.
If anything, it's like a minor speed bump of you pushing through something else.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking about. Like, if I made an invisible Mage Hand in front of where his crossbow bolt would be shot out, would it hit that instead of her?
No.
Okay.
You could
Wishful
perhaps
thinking.
disarm him with it and take the dagger off him.
Just mage hand the crossbow bolt out of the crossbow.
Oh, it's a dagger,
He's
not a
got a
crossbow.
dagger.
you said.
He's not carrying a crossbow.
Okay,
Sorry.
never mind then.
I don't know if I'd be able to like just take the dagger from his grasp though. That's not exactly
Yeah.
Probably,
pickpocketing. That's
it'd be hard.
Not a mage
Try it.
hand.
yeah.
You could tap him on the shoulder to surprise him and be like,
That's
somebody behind you.
Pretty much. I'm going to move forward along the fence still, using my movement to get me up right about here.
Okay.
And I would like to try and cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
So Wisdom save with advantage because we're in combat and I have attacked him before. And I'm kind of saying, oh, be reasonable. Let's just talk about this before even more of your men die.
Okay. Well,
Here's to
it's gonna
hoping.
be even out because you or your combat rads have already attacked, so it's gonna be just a straight attack, not a straight roll. Okay.
Oh,
so-
it's not made it. He doesn't make a saving throw with advantage.
He doesn't make it with advantage, but he also doesn't make it with disadvantage. So it's kind
Okay.
of just an even shot.
Gotcha.
Save.
Oh, why would he have disadvantage?
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, I thought you said he had disadvantage because you haven't.
No, he has
He
advantage.
gets advantage
Yeah.
because she already shot him.
Oh, okay.
Because we've been in
misheard you.
combat now.
Sorry.
That's why I said this is wishful thinking, but you know, maybe he's not wise and he'll roll lower.
Worth a
He's
shot.
not
It's worth a
very
shot.
wise, so we'll see. Yeah,
Damn it.
he kind of laughs. You see a little bit of blood start to trickle off down the girl's shoulder.
Alright. For my bonus action, if
Oh
I
yeah, go ahead.
still have that, I would like to use a little bit more of my movement that I have. So I went from here to the S30, so I still, if I want to move anymore, I speed dash. I'll take the dash action and get all the way over there.
Okay, that's fine.
Just
kind
confuse him by running further away.
I'm
Karen,
pacing
you're
the
up.
fence, essentially. I try and look frustrated at the spell failed and it looks like I'm leaving.
Okay. Perrin, you're up.
Okay, Perrin's going to move up to here. And then, being within 60 feet of Mr. Pirate looking guy, he's going to pull out his wand, point it at him, mutter a few words, and attempt to hold person in.
Okay.
So another wisdom save for him.
They're not very wise, so this might work.
Oh, my DC is 14.
14?
Don't know why that's not showing it.
That's better than mine.
Nope.
Damn it.
Ah.
Rolling well!
16 and a
well.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's me done.
Yeah, you bring up the one, trying to like hold it, and he just kind of, for some reason, you feel that he's just resisting somehow, and he just holds it off. All right. Let's see, who are these left? Okay, so Scout that's not in front of Big B is going to see her hand, and she is going to fire 2 longbow shots at him.
Come on, the one time the monk is in front of something with a longbow.
That 9 misses. However, 22 hits. You take 4 points of piercing damage as an arrow kind of slides into your shoulder from the top.
So it was Big B or Court?
That was for her hand.
Okay.
The other scout who has Big B barreling towards it is like, is just going to try to longbow 2 shots at Big B. Misses.
Running along the horses.
Oh, sorry, I hit one too many. That 17 hits though for a good
I
amount of
believe
damage.
he can catch arrows, if I double check.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Once per
D10
round.
plus your level.
So he reduces the attack by 13, and he can throw it back now.
Throw it back costs a key point. But yeah.
I think that's something Big B would do.
That's a ridiculous deflect missiles.
Reduce the damage to 0. Catch the missile.
That's actually less than average.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay. So yeah, you the second one, the first one flies over his head. The second
didn't mean to
one
do that.
shoots towards Biggie, and he just kind of snatches it out of the air. And you see this look of absolute horror on the scout's face as it goes.
And yeah, I think Big B will do the key point and throw it right back at her.
All
So
right, do it. This one's a he, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I'm going off what the token looks like.
Yeah.
All elves
The
look
circle.
alike. Am I right?
Blue circles and
Ah.
stuff. Yeah.
So he doesn't have a button for it, so it's just a
It's
plus.
just the
step.
same. It's the same as a punch, basically.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay,
monk
I'll just use the monk attack button then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, he crits with it.
And, okay, yeah. So not only does he catches it, he just hurls it back, and the surprise on his face as it just lands right between his eyes, and he just kind of goes dark and drops.
Man, Abe is missing
Big
some
Babe.
fun.
That is so awful. That would have been awful for him. Anyway.
Did Baby take any damage then, or?
No.
He reduced the damage by more than she dealt, and
It was only
or
one
he
that
dealt.
hit.
It was only 10 damage total, and it got a 13. Attack was reduced by 13.
Oh, sorry, you rolled the extra one, didn't you? That last one wasn't one.
The first hit missed completely.
Yeah. I was looking at the 15 as well, but that wasn't a thing.
That's
Was it?
their turn. Bandit over here is gonna pull out his sword now. Both of them actually are. This one's gonna hit you with the scimitar, or hand, or try to anyway. That's a 16.
That's a miss.
You have 18. That kind of clatters off of your warhammer as you kind of throw it away. The second one is going to do the same. Also misses. You come back around after you clatter that one. You bring it around again and knocks off the second one's attack. They're feeling a little defeated right now. Big B.
Where'd he go?
No longer has a target.
Well, I guess he's going to saunter. He's going to stumble backwards and go punch Court's target.
What a gentleman.
He's rolling amazing.
Bigby's on
No,
fire,
Bigby-
isn't he?
No, that's literally like
19.
his damage will at minimum always be 5, like or 6. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it hit so much. All right, so yeah, with one smack to the individual's back. You hear, oh, and then the other one comes across to his neck. He's not looking too good, but he is still up.
And that's Big B done. Right. I think he's out of key points now.
All right. The individual takes it to the back, and he kind of turns around. It looks at Big B, and he is going to reckless attack him with his great axe.
He really judges Big B a bigger threat than Court.
I think he's just mad.
Fair enough.
So 9 points of damage is a 22. Just as his axe just slides into Big B's the left part of his chest. He kind of brings it out. He's barely keeping himself together. It's basically desperation at this point. And I don't think he has All right, it's his turn. Or hand.
All right. Yeah, guess I'm just gonna go with another attack on the same guy or girl.
Yeah, Noki's broke off.
Yeah, that hits. You basically crush the side of the head of this female this time, and you hear it kind of hiss a bit and then just drop to the ground.
And as that happens, Ian's going to have a look over and see, like, is there any way if you can tell whether that person's very dead or unconscious?
You'd have to be right up on him.
Yeah, that's fine. In that case, if he can't really tell, he'll try anyway and send a healing light his way.
Okay. You throw the kind of healing magic his direction, and he doesn't seem to.
Yeah. All right.
Court.
Finish him.
I'm wondering if Court is angry enough to just clobber the guy, or if he would leave him for Big B.
I don't know, man. You tell us. You're foaming at the mouth and pissed.
Yeah, I think slowing down doesn't make sense for Court. Like this is his nightmare from his childhood, basically. So I think he's just going to blunder forward. He'll take the attack of opportunity from the big scary guy and just go charging in deeper into the mess.
Alright. He will attack you. Does his reckless last the whole round?
I think it's only on his turn.
Okay. So 6 misses.
And Court's just gonna swing into this other bandit.
Reckless or no?
No reckless.
Ooh.
Didn't need it.
Yeah, 14. As Urhayan kind of spins around after bashing the skull into the female bandit on this side, and tries to throw some healing magic at the individual who was shot. The other bandit's kind of watching him, and as he does, you come up behind him, Court, and just kind of shove your sword through him and pull it out, and he just drops.
Oh, hey, and just gives him a nod.
And Court returns it.
Foam just falling everywhere as he nods.
Right.
Just like a rabid dog. Blah.
I'd just like to note at the start of this, I want it to try and look like I'm running away.
Okay.
Or that was my intent at the end of my turn.
Make a performance check.
Well, I'm horrible at all these skills. That's Perrin's job.
As bad as his wisdom's not that great, so he should.
Nope.
This
Nope.
guy is just a savant.
He is
at
beating
wisdom.
the odds today. All right, so
he's a very, very wise bandit.
He knows everything.
you hear the girl kind of scream a little. He says, "Back away! I warn you. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking her with me. We're leaving." And he nods towards the female that's still standing. "We're getting out of here. If you do anything, she dies." And the other woman across starts screaming, "No, no, not my baby," that sort of thing. And the little boy over here is the scouting. It's like cowering over towards where the chickens are. And the bandit begins to advance with the girl about I think he has half movement, so it's about, but he's also not taking action, so he's gonna dash, so it's about 30 feet this way, headed towards the exit. Actually, no, he's not gonna do that. That wouldn't be a good idea. He's
You
actually
could hold
go,
an action. Yeah.
He's only
I mean,
about 15. What?
Like, he'd probably try to want to hold his action to attack
That's
her if
what
he
I'm
gets
saying.
back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I meant to do. So he goes about 15 feet, and he's going to hold his action in case anybody tries to attack him with the knife, with the dagger to the girl's throat. That's not cool. That's his turn. Real strong.
Oh boy. Let me see. Not quite sure what I want to do here. I already know that charming him will fail.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of hop the fence here. So I assume that's like difficult terrain right there.
Yeah, sure.
That's 10, then 15. Then I'm going to move other 15 over here. So I'm right there. I'm going to use my bonus action to dash. And I'm going to just kind of press the corner here. All right, there. And I'm going to try and charm this other one over here.
Okay.
I'm going to say, come on, surely you have more sense than your boss here. You must both realize that you're not getting out of here alive as long as you have them.
Oh, nope.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
wise
you know,
man.
that's just, I'm just going to go over here now and curl up in the corner. That's it.
She kind of sneers at you as you say that. And she says, "We'll see about that."
Well, that's it for my turn.
Perrin.
Do I want to waste another big spell on this? But I don't see any other way that this is going to save that girl. So, yep. I'm going to try and hold him again.
He's gonna pass it. He's gonna pass it.
Oh, Jesus!
At least against yours, it's not with advantage.
Yeah, and it's 1 extra DC.
He passes.
Oh. This guy's just shrugging off magic left and right.
He's rolled like 17, 17, 15, 16.
Yeah, he's got a +0. He's passed.
You know why he's making these? That headband he's wearing is a headband of wisdom.
Apparently.
Let me see
Yeah,
if
well.
he sees you do this.
Yeah. I don't, which way was it looking? At Rilstra?
He's looking forward, so
Yeah.
To be fair, he's probably quite paranoid
do
at
a
this
stealth
point.
check.
Ooh.
He did not see you do it. All right. You reach out with your wand, kind of try to clandestinely do it, and again, he's just got a strong will.
Yeah,
Strong will
that's
to
all I
live.
can do.
All All right. This particular scout is going to start moving this direction here. And is going to also hold their action. She actually draws a short sword and also holds it up to the girl.
They're both holding the same girl hostage, and
yeah. Those bandits are both dead. All three bandits are dead. It's up to Big B now.
well, Big B's going to continue having his slap fight with this big scary man.
Oh yeah, he's still alive. Forgot about that. It's not anymore.
Not anymore.
Big B's hand goes straight kind of into the... You see all of his ribs crack. Big sees all these ribs crack and buckle, and shards go into his chest, and he just kind of just falls over. Actually, Big B, give me a Big B dex save. As he kind of totters, this guy kind of totters. Yeah, Big B moves aside. This guy kind of totters and just slams into the ground.
And he'd probably advance forward too. So
yeah, sure. That guy's dead. Ryan, what are you doing?
Alright, O'Hane's gonna walk up and say, I'd suggest if both of you want to have a chance of getting out of here, you drop your weapons right now, or else I can promise you a far worse death than her. And I will try and intimidate them.
Okay. Okay. You watch as the guy suddenly is kind of he hasn't really been paying attention to you or hand the whole time, and this sight of a very armed, very dangerous Darvshek's got him kind of a little bit on the outs. However, the woman pushes the short sword closer to the girl and says, "We'll see about that, short man. Let us out now."
That's all I'm gonna do.
Court.
well, unfortunately for our attempts at diplomacy, Court is raging and he is not enjoying this scenario. So,
Oh boy.
they're out of range, but he's got javelins, so...
Was Erhan's action to intimidate?
Yep.
Okay.
Court's gonna do, like, the slow, angry, like, Hulk stomp in their direction, already pulling a great axe, or a hand axe, and he's just gonna chuck it, so... I assume they get their held action.
Yep. Dagger. 24. Short sword. 16. First hit. Not just goes right into the girl's neck.
Like, out of character, I know that was a bad thing, but in character,
yeah.
it made perfect sense for Court.
But yeah, it makes sense for your character to do. Goes in. You see her her eyes kind of go wide. The short sword, the woman sneers. and just shoves the short sword in. You watch the girl get impaled on the short sword.
And the pirate-looking bandit is taking a hand axe to the face.
Yes, he does.
I'm not sure why it rolled double angry damage there.
I'm not either. 21 hits.
So he should be taking the slashing radiant, and I don't think I get the angry damage because it's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so slashing and radiant. It's 14 points of damage there. As a hand axe kind of goes into his face, he goes. The other eye, it nearly gets hit by this hand axe as it hits him in the shoulder. You hear the woman behind you scream loudly as she watches her child get impaled.
Hulk levels of anger.
I mean,
point-
like I said, like court is lawful, but he's in a bad state right now.
At this point, Bandit realizes is that hostages will not save him, and he is going to run for the fence and jump it. I think that was within his. Oh no! I think that was within his. Yeah. Well, no. Actually, he would have. To. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he'll have to dash to do that because that was difficult terrain near the fence. Yeah.
But he's still right there.
He's
not...
still right there. I mean, like he didn't get very far. Realstra, you're up.
Vilstra kind of spits on the ground and under her breath says, "Vile scum," and starts taking off after him. I'm using my movement to get over to here. And I'm gonna attack him twice. My short sword and dagger.
Alright.
Don't you need to dash because it's difficult terrain and it's off the map?
It's only 25 to get to where I was trying to.
Right, but he's a bit off the map because he dashed.
Oh,
No, he
I could
didn't
go
get the
and
dash. He had the
So-
dash to make the movement.
Okay,
Right,
he
but
was
it's
right
six
there.
movement. It's further.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's right there then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He got what he deserved.
How do you want to kill him?
There was no way he was getting away from Railstra after this too, especially because of the bonus action dash. But Railstra comes in, hucks the dagger into his leg, so he drops to the ground on one leg, and then brings the short sword into his chest, and then twists. Recollect yourself in the next life. And kicks him to the ground.
Alright. Aaron.
Would the dog be able to jump this fence
Oh yeah.
with me on its back?
Oh yeah. Just hang on
Yeah?
tight, yeah.
Okay.
Go, doggo, go!
Yeah. In that case, I am going to dash and put myself between the last bandit and the little boy.
Very well. Alright, so she doesn't have much choice now. She is going to disengage and run this
You
way.
can always surrender.
No, that's not in the cards for her.
I would know, I check.
Especially after impaling a young girl, that's not in the cards for her.
Yeah.
She's out.
fair.
Bigby.
Big B's going to run on over, and he's going to like check for a pulse on the girl and like CPR. I don't know, try and staunch the bleeding.
Yeah. As Bigby approaches, it's very clear the girl's gone. Blood is everywhere.
I think he's the type of guy who'd make the effort regardless of just stop the bleeding, try and do his best.
Obviously try, starts, the normal trying to keep the blood. It's just too much, yeah.
That's Bigby's turn.
Alright. Erhaim?
Walk up to here. Misty Step. I made you a promise.
Yeah, that hits. Take a Warhammer as she tries to run away rather quickly. She knows her. You kind of Misty Step in front of her, take the Warhammer and just kind of slam her on the side of the shoulder area. You hear the bones kind of crack a bit, and she immediately lets out a yelp. She's still standing, but she looks pretty bad. Court.
And not for long, so Court stomps after Erhaim and just bloody greatsword, just angry stomping again.
Alright.
And he's just going to reckless and cut into her.
Oh yeah, so as Erhaim is hitting her for the front, she's momentarily stopped, and you come running up and just impale her from behind Erhaim. You see the sword cord sword just kind of stick through in her eyes. She lets out one last sneer. She kind of just fades off into whatever is beyond death.
And he'll just flick her body off his greatsword into the fire.
Okay. So, as the combat ends, you hear this screaming mother as she doesn't know who to run up to. She doesn't know whether to run up to the girl. She doesn't know whether to run up to the guy. She just pauses and she just collapses onto the road, just wailing at this point. You see the little kid, Perrin, kind of run away from you and run towards his mother on the other side.
Opportunity attack. I could literally punch him and not even hurt him with my -1 strength.
Relstra's over here. I'm chopping off this guy's head. I'm chopping off his arms. I'm chopping off both his legs. And all the while I'm saying, visit the afterlife as a peg leg, you twat.
And yeah, Court is just gonna collapse in front of the burning building, and he's likewise just crying, but for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then I search the guy after cutting off his limbs and head.
Okay. So
I'll go over to mother and son and comfort them.
You kind of search the bandits a bit. Amongst them, you find the equivalent of 8 gold sovereigns. I don't know why my caps lock is on. 20 silver liers. And about 55 copper flagons. Also, the bandit leader had a scimitar that has a talon motif inscribed into the cross guard and the hilt. And the hilt. I was looking at the word shield and said hilt. And there's a shield that he kind of has on his back. He never used it, but it was basically... looks like it's designed to protect against projectiles. And basically, while using the shield, you may be able to use your reaction to gain a +2 AC against one incoming projectile. But it looks like it's fragile. So if it gets hit critically too many times, it could break. So it's useful for a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's useful forever. So interestingly designed shield. That's the design flaw. It's very temporary.
Shame he didn't have it when he got hit with a hand axe.
It's very much a shame. He was too busy paying attention to the hostage he was holding, but yeah, it would have definitely helped.
Well, the day only gets more and more interesting.
You see,
such a shame.
You see the mother kind of run up to the girl, and her little son is following next to her, and she just kind of cries out and weeps and tries to like hold her, and it just gets her blood all over her, and like it's just one of the most heart-wrenching scenes that you've seen played out.
Rostra kind of has like a disdaining look on her face and walks over to reconfer with the group.
Okay.
Court is just on his knees in the dirt, just sobbing manly sobbing.
Hayden will just like give Court a tap on the shoulder. Come on, big guy, no time for that.
With his words, Court will like take a deep breath and center himself, but still slowly coming back.
All right.
I'll kind of set aside the findings from the bandits into a separate, essentially little party funds bag that I've been preparing to set aside.
Okay.
And I'll walk over to Erheim, and I'm going to give you 3 gold pieces and say, perhaps we can redistribute some of this to the family. If not, these Cretans certainly won't need it anymore.
Eventually, the mother gets up and she starts heading towards you, the group of you, and she looks around at her homestead and she says, you know, Arnold and I, we were going to get away and start a family and start a life. It's all gone now.
It's not all gone. You still have your boy here.
She does kind of briefly look down and smile, and the boy's like, he's right, Mommy. I'm still here.
I know this is hard for you, but you need to be strong for him now.
She goes over to the body of her, which you assume is her husband. She kind of opens up his robe a bit, and she pulls out a scroll. She looks at it briefly, rolls it up, and then she walks back towards you. She says, I don't have, well, anything really to give you, but Arnold was guaranteed this. I would have never shared in it. His parents made sure of that, but perhaps they will give it to you.
Whatever it is, I don't really care. Keep it. You'll need it more.
What is it?
You kind of take it gingerly, open it up, and you see a document, and it says the following. It says, Arnold Rawson is hereby guaranteed share of the Rawson estate if there is a legal proof of his annulment or proof of his mistress's death. All financial dealings and disclosures shall be made by the stewards of the estate, Count Fouquet and Countess Sybil Rawson, upon the submission of the document and the legal proof listed above. This title is legally binding document in the Duchy of Highforst, and is recognized by His Highness Duke Bartram Annesley, officially Viscount Emmanuel Sinsbury. You also notice a small note rolled at the bottom of the scroll. It says, Our dearest Arnold, we could not bear to watch you throw your life away with the half-mutt servant girl. We had a wonderful wife picked out to you from the Essian noble family in Rascado, and you had to throw it all away. Just know that neither she nor her spawn will get any of our estate. You will not either, unless you do the right thing and return to your senses. We expected so much better from you. What a grave disappointment you are to your father and me. Cordially, Countess Sybil Rawson.
You don't need to give us this. We don't need this. I doubt we'd have any use for it either.
She looks at you and says, Here, and she hands you a little necklace that she has. She says, This...
Nope.
This will be proof that I'm dead. I don't have anything to give you. This will never go to me. They will never give this to me, but consider this a final vengeance on my part. If you give this to them and you prove to them I'm dead, and that Arnold's dead as well, and she hands you something else that hits her, they may give you his estate as a reward, or something else. All I'm saying is it's no good to me. And I'd rather see those horrible people give this up. I'd rather see them have to give it to somebody who's worthy of it. So please, please take it.
I'm not going to take it, but I'll tell you what. And
Keep it, Aaron.
pull out his coin purse and say, I'll buy it off you for... How does 25 gold sound?
She says, all right, that's fair. We'll take that.
No, that's not a fair price. 25 gold and 125 copper flagons. And I put forward that money as well.
That's 26 gold, basically.
Essentially, but you know that they mostly have copper around here, so I'm trying to make sure that they have copper, not just gold.
She gladly takes the gold and says, we'll find somewhere else safer.
Hopefully that'll be enough to get you back on your feet for you and your son.
And Court will pull himself together and clear his throat. Where would you like them buried?
You see her kind of sigh a little bit, and all of even Canutes such as ourselves, we prefer to cremate it, but he was the son of a count and a countess. I don't know if that's... You know what? They could be damned. Go ahead and cremate him with others. Just... And she kind of looks over at her homestead and says, just in here, I'll be fine.
Court will, like, politely pick up their bodies and walk them into the burning building.
As you kind of throw the two bodies very gingerly into the building, you see her expression darken a bit, and she cries. You see the tears. Her young son is clinging to her with all his might. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't understand really what's happening to the fullest. All he knows is that his sister and his father have been taken from him. And
Relstra will kind of chime in a bit. Do you know how to ride a horse?
she nods, yes, and she points over to their horse over by the watering trough. She says, "We'll take our horse and we'll go to Gittins. We'll go to Gittins, and from there we'll find some place safe."
Take the bandits' horses as well. Sell them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Help sell the horses. Use the money to get back on your feet.
Should we take...
The other side of that argument, though, is that she doesn't want to cause a scene. She doesn't want to be seen as alive. If she comes into town carting around 8 different horses.
This deed is for a duchy that's quite a long
it's
way
a
away,
different
right?
duchy.
It's not for here.
It's entirely different
Right.
duchy.
But how
Far
about
away.
we take the rest of you who don't have mounts already, take one of those horses apiece, and then that'll leave the other 3 for her to sell, and that should get her another 20 or so gold.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Agreed.
Sounds fine to me.
And Court's just going to make a pile of the bandits. He's just going to let them rot in the sun. He's not going to bury the bandits. He's just going to make a pile of them over here.
And nobody cares. Yeah. You just leave them out in the sun to bake, and it's a cool day. Like, it's not roasting hot. The storm's actually brought through some cooler weather, but it's still baking out in the sun. No one cares. Just let them rot.
How consumed by fire is the house at this point?
Oh, bad. Like, it's almost to the point where the last few pillars that are holding it up have collapsed. So at any point it's going to implode on itself.
Right. Okay. Well, onwards and upwards, friends. We still have numerous numbers of ghosts to still, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, could you make either post it in chat or make a handout for the deed thing? For
Oh yeah, I
sales?
have the handout. I'm sorry I didn't share it.
Okay.
My bad.
So I believe we are taking 3 of the 7 horses.
4.
Yeah, because there's 4 of you without mounts at the moment, right? Oh wait, no. Big B could use. Yeah, Big B probably can't use a horse, right? It's too small.
I was
Yeah,
going
he
to
can
say.
use my other dog. It doesn't have a saddle, but he can use it.
I mean, Big B could ride one of the other dogs, or just ride side saddle or back saddle bit.
He could probably share.
I mean,
with Colt or someone.
Rilstro doesn't weigh anything, so Big B could easily just sit in the back of Rilstro's saddle.
And
Well,
Big
yes,
B probably weighs less than a backpack, right?
I've also never ridden a horse before, so there's that.
All right, so you guys kind of gather up some of the horses that you wish to use as mounts. You see the woman and the boy. They kind of they jump on to 2 of the horses. The bandits left behind. Actually, she takes her horse and she puts him on that horse, and then she takes one of the horses the bandits left behind. And she gives you guys one final nod, farewell, and then she and her son kind of ride off away as quickly as they can from the homestead, leaving you to a yard full of dead bandits and burning house that finally implodes on itself with a crash.
Well, that was a good old time, wasn't it?
No.
Do
Sarcasm,
we
my
want
friend.
to take a breather here, do we think?
I wouldn't be opposed to a short rest.
We'll take stock of our supplies and whatnot. I mean, I assume we've been here for a little bit after the fight anyway.
Yeah, it's been probably about, a good hour and a half or so since.
I mean, we help her tether up the extra
Sure.
horses, make a lead for them, and
Sure.
help see off the survivors, basically.
Bury the bodies will probably take a while, won't it?
Oh no, we're not burying the bandits. Court just
No,
walked.
No.
They were
Man and his son. Oh, you cremated them, didn't you? Sorry.
Yeah. Court walked them into the building, so that they got burned as she wished. So.
Yep.
And if Court took fire damage from that, he doesn't give a shit.
You didn't. You're fine. So you guys just kind of take a break there and kind of stretch yourselves out a bit, assess your supplies, things like that. And with that, we're going to take a break. In about 10 minutes, we'll resume and finish out the session. All right. See you in a bit.
All right. I used so many spells.
Oh, well. Well, well, well. Look what we have here.
Is Womble back?
Yeah, never mind.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me stop this. Okay, so you guys take a short rest, kind of get your bearings, and get ready to finish off. Before you do, everybody but Erhan, give me a history check.
That's Big B.
Okay. So, Court and Rilstra, you kind of disgustingly occasionally glance over at the bandits. But then something catches your eye. They have this sort of, kind of, same sort of, almost like insignia that this sort of eye with a sword through it on their armor, like the bandit, like the guards that came with Mr. Boyd.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
More political intrigue. Yay!
Mr. Boyd is someone I would very much like to meet.
If I meet him again, I'm just going to stab him.
That's a reasonable reaction.
So,
Aaron,
yeah.
do you notice their armor? They're wearing the same guards that ambushed us in the mine.
Oh, are they? You sure?
Yep. I don't recognize it.
Huh.
For the sake of possibly needing them later, let's collect 4 or 5 of them for ourselves.
Do they have any halfling-sized bandits there?
I thought they were all thrown in the fire.
No, they were just piled up.
Oh. I have an ability to disguise myself if need be. I don't need
to take their armor. You could just kind of take the little, like, cloth insignia thing they wear over the armor without much.
Yeah, that's right. I assumed it was like a sheriff badge.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd work then. Yeah, I mean, we may as well do. No harm in it, right?
Well, we don't want to wear them openly. If we need them, we have them now.
Yeah, just stick them in the pack. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't think someone of my kind would pass as one of theirs.
You never know. People tend to not to look past obvious symbols. They just tend to accept them. Also, I hear. I wouldn't know personally.
Kind of a side note here before we get going. I meant to bring this up a little earlier. I'm pretty sure most of you are aware at the moment, or by now, that I'm mostly in it for the gold. But we'll get bogged down, let's say, if we keep trying to distribute every nick, nanny, and crook that we find. Would you guys be open to perhaps having a party fund of sorts?
Whatever. I don't really care about gold that much.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'm rather good with numbers. I'll keep track of it all.
Now I'll keep my own to my own.
Fair enough. All right, let's saddle up? Question mark.
Yep.
So yeah, so you guys approach the horses. They seem pretty trained. They don't respond negatively to you. Gives you the impression that the previous owners may not have been very kind to them. So you saddle up on horses, dogs, whatever it is that you, as a character, saddle up on, And you
I
start
ride a
heading-
rock. The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
Yes.
And you start to head towards the oasis. So it's probably another. And now I could show you the new region map. Here we are. So.
Oh my.
So you're here at the homestead, so it's probably another about another 2 or 3 miles to the oasis itself. The edge of the woods, however, is only about less than a mile. So you begin riding in that direction, and yeah, cue the coconuts. In the clip flop in that direction, and as you start to get over the place, you start to see the trees kind of get closer and closer together. More of them too, and the grass goes from like this kind of a yellowish color to more of a verdant green. As you approach the kind of the tree line, I need everybody to make perception checks.
While we're riding, I'd also like to kind of ask, did anyone bother to take down all the ingredients we need to find?
Out of character, I haven't written it down, no. Ah, I have a handout.
Right. Well, I only remember the two. The water from the deepest part of the well, and the scarred beauty, which is the flower to the north.
Oh, they're the first ones on the list. We can look at the others later.
What were the other ones again?
Head of a Medusa and a root.
Alright.
Yeah, the root is a gnarled succulence. Sounds lovely.
Mm.
Yes.
Alright, so as you guys approach the tree line, let me look at your perception checks here.
That's for Bigby.
Okay. You guys kind of start to approach the tree line. You don't notice anything funny up front. No spectral visions. Just the occasional woodland creature that comes out, runs on the edge of the plain and runs back into the woods itself. It seems overall pretty peaceful.
Alright. You remember that's the most haunted part, I believe, was either the ruins or the waters itself.
Could we maybe try and avoid the ghosts this time?
Perhaps.
Preferably.
Oh, Court, but you had such fun with them last time.
That was not a pleasant experience.
No.
And I'm sure Big B would agree.
Quite. Bigby, would be hard-pressed there.
Bigby shakes his head.
So, straight to the water, then.
Yeah.
As we're
Let's get
going,
to the edge of the forest, I suppose, and see what we
who
see.
among us are good at swimming?
Court kind of raises his hand, like, how far are we talking?
I'm not exactly sure how deep this well is, but she said it needs to be from the bottom.
I mean, I'm not too bad. I'd have to take off the armor, though.
Unless I'm envisioning this wrong. I envisioned that she had asked us to swim to the bottom of the loch and get some of the water from the very bottom from whence it comes.
I think she said there's a well, didn't she?
Yes. Sorry. She said that there's a well. There's actually, according to the centaurs, there's like a ruin where they go beneath and do some rituals and things like that beneath the oasis. And there's like a well that it drains into.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Relstra
It's
put
in
it
these
together as like
ruins.
bottom of the lake though.
There won't
Because she
be
said,
there won't be a need for swimming.
well, she did say that you can't get water from near the surface.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You can swim if you want, but it's not required.
Well, to be
Alright,
extra
so-
wary infiltrating these ruins. It's about what time is it? It's probably middle of the day, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, like, speaking with the centaurs and tracking on that, yeah, it's probably about mid-afternoon.
Our odds are probably better with the daylight.
Agreed.
We have time to get there before dark, I think.
Let's make all due haste. And we go through the woods to try and investigate the ruins.
Okay.
Let's stop on the like where the
The
trees
edge.
stop as
Yeah.
well and take a look from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe tie up the horse.
So you make your way through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
woods. It's about a half a mile to walk through the woods. It's nice. It's pleasant. It's very different than a lot of the other areas that you've encountered out on the Central Plain. Very large trees. Most of them, though, are in the process of changing colors as the fall kind of has already been starting. But it's a little chilly breeze comes through because the sun doesn't come through as much at this point, and you shiver occasionally as one goes by. As you get to the edge, you start to see the ruins. It's a good-sized complex of ruins that kind of sits next to this beautiful-looking oasis, and like all seems well, but then you notice something strange. You start to see little apparitions appear and move around, and another one will appear over to the side and move around, and another one moves around. They don't seem to be threatening you or to have seen you, but you see them appear and then move around, and then they'll vanish, and another will appear, move around, and vanish.
How exactly do we want to approach this?
Are we seeing these ghosts just in the ruins or in the forest as well?
Just in the ruins.
Can we see a well?
You don't see the well on the surface, no.
How do you feel about sneaking in there, Rilstra?
Like that would be nigh suicide. But
I don't. Maybe just to get an idea of where this well is and then come back to us?
sure.
And actually go
maybe,
have a scout around?
maybe Big B can back me up.
Maybe. I don't know if Big B's stealthy or not.
Out of character, man's got +5 dex. I don't give a fuck what he's proficient in.
I mean, that's reasonable. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check if you want Big B to sneak in. Oh, wow,
That's for
yeah.
B. And this is for Big B.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Between the two of you, yeah. I mean, like, you kind of just sneak into the ruins. You look around. Again, the apparitions kind of appear and then disappear. Give me an intelligence check.
All right. Big B as well.
Yeah, Big B as well.
This will probably be worse. Yeah.
So you look around, these apparitions appear. They appear very much like the apparitions that you've encountered before in the mine. They have very detailed clothing appearances, like very, textures and things of that nature. They're just ethereal. And they're walking around. They just seem to kind of glide from place to place. You don't hear any sound, though. Just this sort of movement from place to place.
Right. And it doesn't appear like any of them notice us, right?
No.
Alright, we'll kind of snake back around the group and relay the information that we've fought this kind before, and the other information.
As you and Bigby turn around the corner and head back, one of them comes face to face with you and moves your direction. But as it moves through, you feel like you're going to feel it. It just passes through you. It moves on.
Well, that was fucking spooky. Bigby, run.
No recognition. No second glance. Just moves right through you and moves on. And then vanishes.
Yeah, I've seen what those things can do before, though. And her natural paranoia kicks in and she backs out to the group.
Okay. You guys eventually make your way back to the group.
Right. So we've encountered these before. However, they don't seem to be paying us any mind. Don't think we were actually spotted, though. One of them happened to brush through one of us. Apparently no recognition.
That's good.
I guess. I don't really know.
Do you think maybe they're guarding the place?
It's entirely possible. Perhaps the second we draw water from that well, they get all in a tizzy.
Maybe. We're not here to steal any holy relics or anything like that, are we? He says, like, side-eyeing O'Haran.
No, I'm here for the water, same as you.
Oh, okay then.
What more do you know about this place, if anything?
And all you pretty much have gathered from this entire, so this is a place sacred to them, and that that was what you were revealed in your vision.
Not much.
Right. Big old pile of useful. Let's go. And
Erhan, do a religion check for me.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
kind of thinking at my necklace as we're like walking in towards this. And I just kind of like think to myself, great, now I'm stealing from ancestors of ancient beasts. You think this place is trapped for anything like that? Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So what are you doing?
We're headed towards the ruins and trying to find a well.
Okay.
Towards the oasis.
So you guys start to make your way out toward the ruins. Again, there's this constant pattern of one of the apparitions appearing and then the other disappearing and another appearing and another disappearing. Erhan and Perrin and Court, if he's there, if he's not, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and do an intelligence check.
Oh, that's a save, but it's the same modifier.
Yeah.
Two and two.
Yeah, everyone, Perrin and Court, if you're there as well.
Oh, right.
Just to see if they see it as well. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
So
I don't know what I
Perrin
made, but I
and
made that
Clueless.
save.
But Erhan and Court, as you walk towards, you look at these apparitions closely as you approach, and you notice something. These aren't apparitions; they're illusions.
I don't think you have come across these before. I don't think these ones could do any harm to anyone.
I've seen them in a mine before, where they struck out at us.
Yeah, these aren't the same.
What do you suppose they are then?
Some sort of illusion.
They're not real.
No, from what I can tell.
I kind of use minor illusion and create a copy of one and just kind of like compare and contrast as it flies by.
Yeah, you recreate it as much as you can, and to your astonishment, it acts sort of like your illusion does. It doesn't. The illusions don't respond to any of you. They just kind of appear. They walk a few paces, and then they disappear. It's like no intelligence involved whatsoever.
Surprised I didn't notice that before.
Maybe someone's trying to keep people away from this place.
It's a very likely possibility. I use them in much the same way.
I need you to give me perception checks, real quick.
Everyone?
Yep.
For all the ruins come crashing down on us and we die horribly.
Yes, of course. So as you guys are saying this, all of a sudden, this little spider-like thing comes out, and it looks weird because it's like got this sort of like shine almost. It just sits there, and then you watch as something like comes out of it, like a lens of some sort. It like moves, looking at each one of you, sucks back in, and skitters off.
What was that?
I believe it calls for some stealth. No, not sure what that is.
I think it may be a bit late for that.
Huh.
It goes
Let's
deeper
just
into the
find
ruins.
this well.
Yeah.
This time I'm like kind of staying on guard for those things and looking around and trying to be stealthy.
I am now staying right behind Court.
And it wasn't a spider the size of the ones you've encountered before. This one was kind of a smaller model, just kind of rolled out, kind of like walked out, looked around, and then walked away deeper into
But
the
it was
Out of character, was it basically a robot spider?
basically, yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. Beep. And then we continue looking for the well.
So you kind of make your way further into the ruin, and then eventually you notice that there is a large building that comes up, and it has an opening that is partially ajar. It's not fully open, but partially ajar, and inside you could catch a glimpse of stairs that lead down.
I mean, she did say right at the bottom, right?
That is what she said, yes.
Oh, I don't like this.
I don't like a lot of things. This hits the list.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. So you guys fainted? What? Confronted.
That's not a word.
Confronted with a partially open door that goes further into the ruins. Again, the apparition's still springing up around you occasionally. Illusions not even acknowledging your existence just kind of float by.
And robot spiders are watching us. Hmm.
Well, only one way to go.
Yep.
And we head up to the door.
So the five of you kind of coalesce, slowly open the door. It makes a kind of grinding sound on the dirt.
I thought it was like partially open already.
You push it further open, and
Okay, could I like try and see through it first before we open it?
yeah. I mean, you could look inside. Taking a peek through the crack where it's already opened, got about probably a little over a hand's width space to look through. You look down. There's a stairway that leads down into what looks like to be some sort of landing. On each side, there are sconces with torches that are surprisingly lit at this point.
Definitely not creepy at all.
They're not lit with any green flame or anything just normal fire.
I'm going to try and open the door with my mage hand from far away.
All right. Your mage hand kind of you guys got to back up and you float the mage hand over. Mage hand tries to push the door. No, it's way too heavy for your mage hand to manipulate.
Well, shit. All right.
It's a really solid door, like a really big solid door. Your mage hand's not able to push it.
Court, do you want to go take on that door?
I think Court is currently unable to talk, but
I mean,
yeah,
this is
Court
a good place
nods
to wrap
and
it up.
heads towards the door. Gives it a little bit of a shove, just opening it a little bit, not fully, but just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Waits, nothing happens. So he pushes it all the way, and you see like these steps that go down further into an old stone type ruin. It descends beneath the oasis.
Hain will step forward and start heading down. Come on, if something were to attack us, it would have done so already.
Suppose you're right, but there's always room in life for caution.
Down we go.
Alright. So you guys descend into the ruin itself. As you get to the bottom of the landing, the same old spider scurries out of a hole, sees you again, and scurries back into the hole.
I'm going to try and frost it if
Okay.
I have the opportunity to react.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Nah.
Let me check.
Classic Baron.
Might be quite dexterous.
Yeah. Let's see.
You always roll so low on these.
Yeah, Ray of Frost just does not hit.
Yeah.
It's the same roll to hit as Guiding Bolt is,
Yeah,
but it
that
just
one
seems
doesn't
far
hit,
less accurate.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You try to take a shot at the spider before it crawls away, but to no avail. It misses just barely and then scurries back into the hole.
Doesn't like that thing.
I don't
Weird.
think it like that.
Unnatural.
Looks creepy. Has anyone ever seen something like that before?
Hell no.
I certainly haven't.
Then suddenly you hear a voice. Go away. This is my domain now. You will leave. I'm only going to ask you once.
Oh, fuck, a wizard lives here.
I'm like thinking of the Wizard of the Oz just hiding around the corner from us.
Aaron, have you ever seen that one play? I think they did it in Renning once. It was called like The Wizard of Oz. Do you want to talk to him, Karen?
Hello? Can you hear us?
No response.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear us. I think he's just shouting at us through magical or whatever means.
Hain will keep walking forward.
Can I use minor illusion and create like an amplified version of my voice?
I think that's thaumaturgy.
That's thaumaturgy.
Yeah, it's thaumaturgy. Yeah,
Oh.
you're right.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I'm between Uharan and Kart to get maximum protection.
We could just yell and hope it echoes.
No, minor illusion can do sounds, but I don't know if it can do speech.
Yeah, so the voice comes out and then it just vanishes.
Were we able to pinpoint a location the voice came from, or was it just the echoing all around you?
It's echoing around you. It actually, you can't really. It does echo around you. You can't really gauge where it comes from. And then, like, after a moment, you kind of.
I'd like to kind of call out a bit.
Sure, do it.
Right, so look, we're thirsty travelers here for a drink. We're just getting some water, that's all, and we'll leave. We'll be on our way. Doesn't seem like he's actually home. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I think he's just watching us and not listening. I think that's what that spider with the spyglass is doing.
I think you have a point.
So you kind of, after he doesn't respond, you guys kind of sort of move down the hall a little bit more. And as you kind of move down the opening hall a little bit more, you hear, "You are warned!" And from behind
No,
you
it's quite cold in here.
You hear,
Is that the door shutting behind us?
yes.
Oh, great.
And that's where we're going to end the session for today.
All right.
Gotta end on the dramatic hook there.
Of course.
Well, everyone watching, thank you on YouTube and Twitch for being with this presentation. We will be back next week with another episode, and we'll see what happens as they go into the Oasis and deal with apparently the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz with mechanical spiders.
Okay.
With the
I've got to roll out kind of early here, though, so I can't stay in chat. But it was fun, guys.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Do we have a fun episode name, or do we let Matt name this episode?
Oh god. Terrible idea.
If you give me like 5 minutes, I'll post like a shitload of options for us.
That works for me. I mean,
I like them using names. It makes it more fun.
For sure.